one side, Sting's squadron. Has Sting managed to recruit the athletic talent needed to win this grueling war? On the other side, Paulie's dangerous alliance. Is Paulie doomed to destruction? We'll find out as WCW presents Wrestle War 92.
Welcome to Wrestle War 92. You're looking live, Memorial Coliseum in Jacksonville, Florida. A capacity crowd on hand, ready for the ultimate battleground in WCW World Championship Wrestling. Hi everybody, Tony Schiavone and Eric Bischoff. As always, it's at a fever pitch for the superstars of World Championship Wrestling. We've been waiting a long time, Eric, on War Games, the match beyond. 2 rings enclosed in a cage. What an event it will be right here live tonight.
That it will be, and you say we've been waiting a long time. Sting Squadron been waiting a long time to get the Dangerous Alliance inside of the steel cage, hopefully to close the book on Paul E. Dangerously and his Dangerous Alliance.
It is going to be a tremendous matchup. Like I said, 2 rings enclosed in a cage. Of course, the beginning is War Games. It starts with a 5-minute period, and of course, then they go in one-on-one based on a coin toss. And Gary Capetta will have the rules, of course, a little bit later on in the telecast. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. We have so many great matches. But let's talk about Sting and the injury, the broken ribs, his first time back since April.
Definitely, Tony, and you can bet one thing. Sting is going to be a marked man going into War Games. I mean, you can rest assured that every member of the Dangerous Alliance are going to be zeroing in on the rib injury to the WCW World's Heavyweight Champion.
And you've said it many times, Jim Ross has said it many times, that he is now going to be, later this evening, locked in a steel cage with 9 other men who would love to be World Heavyweight Champion. Therefore, it's very intriguing.
Well, and the pressure is on. Like you said, all of those wrestlers inside that ring would love to be the Heavyweight Champion of the world. What's going to happen to them when it's survival?
Men calling the action down at ringside, Jim Ross and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Well, thank you very much, Tony Schiavone, and we are down here where the action will be. 2 rings sitting side by side. It's going to be exciting in the War Games. And Jesse the Body, no disqualifications in this matchup. No time limit. Pinfalls will not count in this match.
Well, as you know, Jim Ross, back in 1969, I went to war. So I know what war is all about. But now it's 1992, and as you said it, pinfalls don't count. You either submit, quit, and that's what war is all about. And I gotta compliment you. That's the most beautiful polka dot tie I've ever seen.
Well, thank you very much, and we're going to kick it off here with the United States Tag Team Championship matchup. The Freebirds challenging the Tailor-Made Man and Greg the Hammer Valentine. What are your thoughts on that very first match for the title?
Well, it's for the U.S. Tag Team title. We couldn't start off the War Games any better. I lean towards Greg the Hammer Valentine and the Tailor-Made Man. I think the Freebirds have been singing too much rock and roll and not concentrating on wrestling as they should be.
Fans, we've got a tremendous crowd here in Jacksonville. The greatest fans in the world are right here in this arena tonight. And right now, let's go up to our ring announcer, the one and only Gary Michael Capetta.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first contest in Wrestle War 92. It is for the United States Tag Team Championship. It is set for 1 fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first the challenger from Bash Street, USA, in Atlanta, Georgia, the greatest rock and roll band of all time, the fabulous Freebirds.
The challengers for the United States Tag Team Championship making their way to the ring. They have, on other occasions, been the United States Tag Champions and the World Tag Champions. 2 veteran teams going at it here, Jesse. I don't think either team will make many mistakes.
Well, it could come down to an endurance factor, in my opinion, Jim Ross, as I stated on the opening. And I think the fabulous Freebirds personally have been worrying about music more than they have been about wrestling. I think the more focused team is Valentine and the Tailor-Made Man.
Let's go back up to Gary Capetta and the introduction of the champion.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents. They are the United States Tag Team Champions. Introducing first from Vero Beach, Florida, weighing 236 pounds, the tailor-made man. His tag team partner, Seattle, Washington, 252 pounds, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Taylor and Valentine, not the most popular team in WCW, but what a team they are.
You know, Ross, that polka dot kerchief you got would fit right in the tailor-made man smoking jacket.
Well, I'll tell you something. It's going to be a very fashionable event here because both teams obviously very colorfully attired. But one thing obviously that the champions have to be aware of, that very devastating maneuver known as the DDT. What an equalizer.
Absolutely. If the Freebirds land, specifically Michael Hayes, with the DDT, we will see a change in title. But then again, watch out for the 5-iron of the tailor-made man.
In addition to that, the figure 4 leg lock of Greg the Hammer Valentine, he has perfected that maneuver. So these teams have scouted each other very well. Our fans are familiar with these two teams, and we can already hear the sentiment
Tonight, baby!
of this crowd here in Jacksonville. Solidly behind it would seem the Freebirds.
Well, it'll be interesting, as you said, Jim Ross. You know, nobody's going to fool anybody here. You got 4 wily veterans in the ring. There's nothing that they haven't seen before. I think it's going to come down to endurance. I think tailor-made man and Valentine are in better shape.
Referee Bill Alfonso, one of the top officials in the game, calls for the bell, and there it is, and Wrestle War 92 is underway. It will be the tailor-made man starting out with Freebird Michael P.S. Hayes.
Got a little posturing going on here.
Some mind games being exhibited here in the early going. But as you mentioned, Jesse, both teams are very experienced. It's going to be very hard to psych out either team, for that matter. Solid headlock by Hayes. Has the advantage, but only momentarily. Good shoulder block. Hayes, a little weight advantage on the tailor-made man. Nice shoulder block.
He hit the shoulder nice, but you notice the tailor-made man immediately sliding to his corner. He knows how to cut the ring off, and that's important in tag team.
Attempted headlock, and Hayes avoiding the headlock by the tailor-made man. Both teams in a somewhat of cautious mode here in the early going. This time Taylor, he made the tag to Greg the Hammer Valentine. Quick action. Oh, the champions ran together. Valentine, the League of Man. Hayes rolled him up in a near fall situation. They got 2 out of that one.
That was very interesting. Valentine and Taylor had their timing totally off. After making the tag, you figured they would have delivered the blow, but they got caught, rammed into each other, and both of them hit the mat. Michael Hayes left standing and in the best shape out there.
Greg the Hammer Valentine, his father Johnny Valentine was a tremendous star for many years. The second-generation wrestler, trying to hip block Hayes, who counters with a hip block of his own. And it is starting off with the Freebirds basically dictating the offensive pace in the early going.
Freebirds definitely with the early advantage right here. Again, back to the side headlock, Michael P.S. Hayes.
Try to counter again, and this time Valentine was ready for it.
Well, you know, you got a veteran like Valentine, you might fool him once, but you're not going to fool him twice with the same move.
As we said, Valentine. Big chop there, judo chop by Valentine, another one on Hayes. Valentine a master of the figure 4 leg lock. And he tried to kick to the midsection. Hayes ready for that move. Atomic drop by Michael Hayes, and follows it with a clothesline. And another clothesline, down goes Valentine. Hayes on top for the lateral press, and he got 2 again. That's a second 2 count for the challengers.
Absolutely, if Valentine was smart, he may want to make a tag right here. I don't understand why Michael P.S. Hayes has not tagged Jimmy Jam Garvin yet. He's apparently wanting to go it himself here in the early going of this matchup.
Game face, no doubt, by one half of the United States Tag Team Champions. One of the most prestigious championships in the sport. Currently possessed by Valentine, and a big right hand caught Hayes in the midsection. Hayes fights back. Judo chops. Make it 3 now. And tags in Jimmy Jam Garvin. Irish whip. Far side. He got the post.
Whoa.
Right above us here.
We almost had the hammer in our lap, Jim Ross.
Valentine struck the ring post, and now Garvin, smart move, going back to work now on the arm and shoulder after Valentine struck the ring post. Quick movement in the contest. Nice agility by Jimmy Jam Garvin, but the veteran Valentine held on close to the elbow. Nobody there this time, and Garvin back to work on the arm.
And that's a sign of veteran wrestling right there. Garvin going back to the arm, wearing the arm down. Now he's trying to draw the TaylorMade man in the ring. Obviously, they want to do something behind the referee's back. They got away with it.
And they were successful in that double team. Hayes to the arm bar. His feet in a wide base, distributing his weight quite well. Putting the pressure on the arm, on the shoulder of that man, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
And you could see TaylorMade man complaining. He's saying there was not a tag made, referee. But again, the referee did not see a tag. So in my opinion, he should not allow Michael P.S. Hayes in that ring. You can't just assume that a tag was made.
That's a good point. And you hear the fans chanting, DDT. They know the Freebirds' favorite maneuver is that high impact move. Big chop there by Greg the Hammer Valentine. Snapmares Hayes over and tags in Taylor. No hesitation by Taylor, perhaps cost him. And another quick tag now by Hayes, bringing Garvin back in. And another quick tag.
And apparently it's going to be arm night for the Freebirds. They started on Hammer Valentine's arm, now they're going on the TaylorMade man's arm.
Quick tags in and out. In their half of the ring, Taylor a long way from his corner here.
And I'll tell you right now in the early going, the Freebirds are getting the definite best of the United States Tag Team Champions here. Valentine and TaylorMade man don't seem to be in good rhythm.
Irish whip to the center of the ropes. Cross body by Garvin, got 2 out of it. Nice arm drag takeover by Jimmy Jam Garvin. Continuing to work on the arm and shoulder of the TaylorMade man. Back into the Freebird corner, and another tag has been made. Freebird's keeping a fresh man in the ring.
Whoa, and there's a headbutt. I don't think the TaylorMade man is too proficient at a headbutt. He's liable to knock himself out.
And Hayes got a handful of hair there, unbeknownst to the referee.
One thing about the Freebirds, they do know how to break the rules.
They're very proficient at that particular part of the game, no doubt about it.
Which you have to be today. You got to learn to fight fire with fire out there, and if your opponents break the rules, you got to break them too. I always believe do unto others before they do unto you, Jim Ross.
Well, the Freebirds, I'm sure, would adhere to that philosophy. The former United States Tag Champions and former World Tag Champions have been preparing for this match quite some time. And Hayes tossed outside on the rampway. Taylor follows him out. Remember, they've got a 10 count out here.
Woo. Big right hand.
Certainly was. And Hayes elevating Taylor from the outside back in. No disqualification there. Elbow. Hayes, big elbow drop. Caught him in the chest. This could be all. And Hayes saw Valentine coming in, avoided that confrontation, and tags in Garvin.
I'll tell you, the champions are out of sync. Both TaylorMade man and Greg the Hammer Valentine do not look like they're totally ready tonight.
Well, a strategic move by Taylor to place Garvin right out here on the outside. Valentine taking advantage of the situation. Big chop, caught him right in the chest. And Garvin in trouble now.
And maybe that's the key for the champions, Valentine and the TaylorMade man. Take the fight to the floor. They're getting beat in the ring, so they might as well take it out to the floor.
Taylor drives his head up into the face of Garvin, and now Taylor and Valentine make a tag, and we can see the momentum slowly beginning to turn back into the favor of the U.S. champions. Another big-time chop by Valentine, and a right hand by Garvin. Another right hand by Garvin. And Valentine fights back with a forearm. Irish whip, and he caught him coming in. He caught him right in the face with a flat of the foot. And Valentine in trouble, but so is Jimmy Jam Garvin as he fights to the corner for Michael P.S. Hayes' tag. Valentine is up. Can he prevent the tag? He can by doing that.
And there's your veteran move coming out in Greg Valentine. One way you could stop your opponent from making a tag, hit the guy outside the ring.
Valentine trying to go for a suplex, it would seem, but it's countered. Good counter move by Garvin, but as you can see, both men a little battered here in this contest for the United States Tag Team Championship. They got the legs up just at the very last instant.
This so far has not been a good night for the champions, Tailor-Made Man and Greg the Hammer.
Well, look at Valentine hold on to the foot desperately. He didn't make the tag. The Tailor-Made Man is in. Valentine could not make the tag with Hayes. Thanks to the teamwork of the United States Tag Champions, and Taylor follows him in. High impact clothesline, and nowhere for Garvin to go but down.
The key now for the champions is to keep Garvin in the ring as long as they possibly can. Don't let the fresh Michael P.S. Hayes get into the ring and they'll win the match.
Jimmy Jam Garvin being punished now. First chinlock by the Tailor-Made Man. And the champions now have asserted themselves offensively. They are controlling this match at this point in time. After a little rocky start, they're looking quite crisp here. He caught him with a clothesline. I thought he was going to tag Hayes, but he obviously did not. Taylor and Garvin both down here. Taylor, with awareness, makes the tag, and so does Garvin. And here comes Hayes. Hayes with those right hands. Back body drop by Michael Hayes. Cheap shot on Taylor on the outside. And the champions are reintroduced by Hayes, and here comes Garvin.
We got all four in there now, Ross. The referee better get some sort of control.
Oh, he was going for the DDT, and Taylor caught him with a 5-arm. This should be all. I'm not sure if Taylor got all of it or not. And Hayes got the shoulder.
Whoa. Obviously, the Tailor-Made Man did not catch him totally with the 5-iron, or he would have knocked him out. Valentine, big body slam on Michael P.S. Hayes.
A lot of power and authority in that particular maneuver. Hayes holding his lower back there. And Valentine going now for the backbreaker. Another high-impact move on the lower back. He's got a lateral press. And Hayes able to get his shoulder up. Valentine neglected to hook a leg, neglected to neutralize Hayes' lower body. This crowd here, as we said earlier, really behind the birds. And what kind of factor could that be, Jesse? It's, even though they're a veteran team, I think that the six-man element's got to be very important. Oh, man. That was in the lower abdomen, above the belt, but in the lower abdomen.
Yeah, but what you fail to realize, Jim Ross, is tough guys like Valentine, the Tailor-Made Man, people like that, they don't need fan support. They don't need the fan support. These aren't football players that need to get motivated by crowds. They get motivated by money. They get motivated by winning wrestling matches. They don't necessarily need to be motivated by cheering fans.
Oh! Hayes got the legs up. And Valentine very intelligently makes a quick tag to the Tailor-Made Man. And Taylor positioning his body between Hayes and Garvin, but look at Hayes fight back, and Taylor just rakes his eyes.
Well, that'll just about stop any offense, won't it? I like a move like that. If the guy's starting to come back, rake him in the eyes, that'll stop him.
Gut wrench into a powerbomb, and Hayes got the shoulders up.
Now, the Tailor-Made Man made a mistake there. He should have hooked his feet over Michael P.S. Hayes' shoulders. He'd have got the 3 count had he done that.
Another tag. Here comes Valentine. Now, look at Valentine. We know where his focus will lie now. Trying to work on the lower body of Michael Hayes.
He's going for it early.
Trying to get the figure 4. Indeed, he is.
I think it's too soon. Maybe not.
He got it hooked. He got it hooked just right. Valentine has a figure 4 hook on Michael P.S. Hayes, and Jimmy Jam
Now, what do you got to say about that, Jim Ross, for your hero, Freebirds?
Well, they broke the rules.
You're darn right they did.
As you said earlier, you've got to fight fire with fire, so that's exactly what they were doing.
This match would have been over. There's no way that Michael P.S. Hayes would have got out of that figure four had not Jimmy Jam Garvin illegally come into the ring. Look at the referee, doesn't even admonish him for it.
Valentine now working on Hayes with the arm bar. Hayes back up in a vertical position now in the corner. Oh! You hear the impact. Oh, man, those judo chops. Forearm to the head. Hayes in trouble. Irish whip to the near side.
Whoa, and P.S. came out of that turnbuckle so hard, Greg the Hammer couldn't follow up. Hammer had something in mind for him, and P.S. flew out so hard he wasn't there to be hit with anything.
Taylor now trying to ram it. Hayes headed to the turnbuckle, but it backfired on it. Taylor, though, quickly trying to regain the advantage, and again, his head is rammed into the turnbuckle. Hayes keeps blocking that move. Oh, the left hand! He got the left hand in, and down goes the tailor-made man. And now can Hayes make the tag? The Garvin. He does make the tag. Garvin in with right hands. Taylor's in trouble. Irish whip far side, and he's elevated. Valentine came in, but he was nailed. Taylor goes down again. Valentine goes down. Atomic drop. The champions run together. He's got him wrapped up. This could be all, but he kicked out.
Whoa!
He caught Valentine coming in. And we got chaos here. Double clothesline.
And I'll tell you, Jimmy Jam Garvin is literally taking on the champions by himself.
U.S. champions are in trouble here. And Valentine tripped Garvin from the outside. And that might have been the break the champions needed. Knee drop to the back of the head. This could be all. And Hayes in to interrupt the count.
Another save by the fabulous Freebirds over a certain 3 count. I want to know how long the referee's going to put up with that.
Garvin going for the DDT. He back drops Valentine. He's got it hooked, and he caught him with it. Garvin caught him with a DDT. The leg is hooked, and the Bird's winning.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners and new United States Tag Team Champions, the fabulous Freebirds!
Oh, this crowd's going nuts here. The Freebirds have just won the United States Tag Team Championship. Jesse, they tried to hit the DDT early, but they were blocked on that maneuver, but they finally hit it. We'll take another look.
Well, they hit it. Here you can see right here, Jimmy Jam Garvin literally back-dropping Greg the Hammer Valentine, maintaining the front baseline, maintains his position for the DDT. Michael P.S. Hayes takes out Valentine. There you see the DDT. Garvin covering the tailor-made man, and we've got new United States Tag Team Champion.
Well, Tony and Eric, what a way to start off Wrestle War 92. Let's go back up to those, our college.
You're exactly right, Jim. And you know, sometimes the difference between winning and losing a match comes down to one move. And it was that move, the DDT.
It was that, but you know, everybody was talking about the experience of Greg Valentine and tailor-made man. What about the experience of the Freebirds? These guys have been together a long time, but it was sheer guts and determination that did it for him.
I think you're right. I think Taylor and Valentine hit at one time and hit Michael P.S. Hayes with everything. He
Absolutely.
continued to drive back, finally make the tag, and the Freebirds are the new U.S. Tag Team Champions. Congratulations. We're now going to see Johnny B. Bad in the match, a man who's made a lot of noise in WCW against another man who has come out of tag team wrestling into singles wrestling, Young Pistol Tracy.
Absolutely, but you know, you take a look at Johnny B. Bad, he's kind of like always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Johnny B. Bad needs to make a big move here, and well, let's hope he can do it.
And if he gets that big move and if certainly gets a win, Johnny B. Bad would be in line for a big title shot. There's no question in World Championship Wrestling. What a way to start out Wrestle War 92. We're ready for our next match. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest in Wrestle War 92, it is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Cheyenne, Wyoming, weighing 227 pounds, Young Pistol Tracy.
Young Pistol Tracy Smothers, as Tony Schiavone and Eric Bischoff were mentioning, Jesse, has been a tag team specialist in recent months. A big challenge for him, but also a big opportunity.
Absolutely, and he's going to step into the ring with a guy who I imagine would enjoy being called the bridesmaid.
Well, I don't know about that. Let's go back up to Gary Michael Capetta.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent. He's from Macon, Georgia. He weighs 235 pounds and says he's the prettiest in World Championship Wrestling, Johnny B. Bad.
The flamboyant one, Johnny B. Bad. I think it says Johnny for President on the back of his tape there, buddy.
Oh, yeah, right.
Are you saying you wouldn't vote for this guy?
I'm just saying he's the only guy in the world that has Little Richard for a hero.
We're ready to rock and roll, Jacksonville, and the whole world. I'm the greatest wrestler of all time. I'm so outrageous, it's contagious. It's time to rock. Let's not sit down. Let's get down.
Well, he is flamboyant. I remember you wearing a boa around your neck a few times. Does that make you a bridesmaid too?
No, it don't. You didn't see me with no eye makeup on, Jim Ross.
You got a good point there.
I might have had multicolored hair, though. I did do that in my day, and about 6 earrings, but what the heck.
That's the kiss that don't miss. I'm so good.
Johnny B. Bad, the former Golden Gloves boxing champion from New York State. A man that holds a decision over the potent heavyweight Razor Ruddock. And he's got a dynamic left hook, and that left hook is a bona fide knockout.
Yeah, that's true, but let's talk about that. It's a closed fist. It's illegal, Jim Ross. Why is he allowed to throw a closed fist illegal punch? This is wrestling.
Well,
You can talk all the boxing you want. The day they put the gloves on, fine. Let Johnny B. Bad throw the left hook. Right now, no one should ever count, no referee should ever make a count if he hits somebody with a closed fist.
Johnny B. Bad. Very colorful entrance here. Referee Mike Atkins has been assigned this contest here at Wrestle War 92.
Mike Atkins, is he any relation to the late, great Fred Atkins from Buffalo, New York?
I don't think so, but I'll check
What
on
a
that.
tough guy he was in his day.
Johnny B. Bad and Young Pistol Tracy here, two great light heavyweights. Nice counter, drops down, getting a cradle. Got a pinning predicament there, and he comes up with those fists clenched. And Young Pistol Tracy making the allegation that his tights are pulled. I didn't see it personally.
I didn't see it, and the ref can't call it if he didn't see it. But you know, Tracy may have felt it. He probably felt a hand back there. Wouldn't be beyond me to see Johnny B. Bad grab him by the tights.
Waistlock reversed into a waistlock by Johnny B. Bad. And the elbow by the more experienced of these two athletes, Young Pistol Tracy Smothers. Both men very, very quick with great agility. There's a hip block takeover. Johnny B. Bad, deep arm drag takedown. And Young Pistol Tracy is reeling here.
You know, I do like how Johnny B. Bad does a little bit of the Ali shuffle in there right before he catches that arm drag. But again, he's threatening with the closed fist. The referee needs to stop that. This is not boxing. This is wrestling.
What are you going to do, disqualify him for making a fist?
For hitting with it, you're darn right.
That's not an automatic disqualification.
Maybe it ought to be.
Well, maybe so.
If you can win a match with it, then maybe it ought to be an automatic disqualification.
Both these men I know are anxiously awaiting the WCW Light Heavyweight Championship of the world to be decided later in this broadcast between the champion Fly-In Brian Pillman and the Z-Man. I'm sure both men would love to have the opportunity to wrestle the winner. So it's almost a must-win situation for these two in the ring now.
It's a must-win, at least for this year, because the loser's going to drop down and won't recover till about this time next year.
Crossbody and a near fall there. 2 count, cutting the drop kick coming up. Very quick move and another sudden offensive move back into the arm drag, into the arm bar.
But I do like the explosiveness in Johnny B. Bad's leg spring. He gets way up there for the drop kick. Reminds me of me when I used to drop kick, Ross.
I didn't remember that, but
Well, you've always had a short memory anyway.
armbar. Young Pistol Tracy forcing his opponent back in the corner now. The referee calling for a break, and he buries the shoulder into the midsection. Tracy, an outstanding college football player in the NAI at Carson Newman. Great martial arts background as well, and Johnny B. Bad buried the left. Those body punches taking their toll on young Pistol Tracy. Irish whips him in, but he a little overzealous there. And karate kick got him in the face.
Back fisted him first and then caught him square in the face with that kick.
We understand Missy Hyde will be talking to the new U.S. Tag Champions a little later. Lateral press, near fall there.
And Johnny B. Bad ain't looking so bad now. Or should I say he is looking bad? Which way, Ross?
Whatever you prefer, Jess. Smothers has great athletic ability. There's absolutely no doubt about that.
Oh, scratched him right in the back.
That's a cheap move.
Dragging his face along the top rope. Love that move. Got to use everything in there. Use the buckles, use the mat, use what's ever available.
Double karate thrust. And young Pistol Tracy now right above us. Trying to put Johnny B. Bad away. High risk move here. And he caught him with that elbow. Oh, what a move.
This could be upset city right here.
What a move. Finally going for the cover. He's got the leg hook, and Johnny B. Bad barely able to get his right shoulder up. Smothers thought he had him, and so did I.
I'll tell you, he caught him beautiful off that top rope. You better watch out, though. He's going to the well again, I think, Jim Ross. You got to be careful.
Taking another chance this time. Even greater chance. His back was turned, but he caught him. He got him when Johnny B. Bad rolls over. 1-2 and a near fall. Great concentration by Johnny B. Bad. And young Pistol Tracy with that double axe handle blow to the lower back, and Johnny B. Bad fighting back.
Well, what happened to Tracy there? He had too much momentum. Bad was able to keep him right on rolling with his momentum and get almost a pinfall.
Another martial arts kick by young Pistol Tracy. Smothers, he has a lateral press. Very lax effort in the press. See, Johnny B. Bad refusing to be pinned here.
And now he's going to a wear down hold. Reverse chin lock from the back. He needs to lean in on him a little more with the body weight, though. You want your opponent right there, Jim Ross, to have to carry about a third of your weight, too. You want to lean in on him on that so that he's got to feel your weight on the back, too, and as well as his own.
Both men back up vertical. Johnny B. Bad up and over. Attempted sunset flip. Then he could not get him over. And there's a counter. Others maintaining his advantage. Punishing Johnny B. Bad.
Now, why does he have those lips on the back? Whoa!
Inside cradle. And another near fall.
What's the message on Johnny B. Bad's trunks with those lips on the hind end of it? Is that kiss my butt?
I don't think so, but I think it's signifies the kiss that don't miss. That's what he calls his left hook.
Oh, I would interpret that another way, Ross.
It could be interpreted another way. You're right. Reverse chin lock. But Johnny B. Bad up, relieving some of the pressure, bearing the elbow to the ribs. Good agility by young Pistol Tracy. And a high knee, caught him right in the jaw.
And he got airborne well with that one, did Johnny B. Bad.
Caught him coming in. Right hand to the midsection. Flat of the foot.
Kick with the point of the toe. I'll tell you, this Bad, he'll break all the rules. Look at that. Closed fist, point of the boot. Now that's legal. No, it wasn't. He had him by the hair. I'd stand corrected.
Irish whip, middle of the ropes, and a power slam. Johnny B. Bad with a power slam. And now he'll go outside, climb the ladder, and he'll take a chance here. Smothers in a daze, and Johnny B. Bad going to the sunset flip. 1, 2, and 2.5. He almost had him with that sunset flip off the top.
But almost don't count in wrestling. It's got to be a full 3 count, Jim Ross, and he was not close enough for that.
Oh, he caught him the left.
Illegal punch. He should not count.
He got the left
No
in,
way.
and it's over.
Gentlemen, the winner of the match, Johnny B. Bad.
I protest that, Jim Ross. I protest it all the way. It's no different than hitting with a chair. He hit him with an illegal closed fist. Referee should not have counted the fall.
Well, that's something you can take up for the officials in any event. Johnny B. Bad.
Here it is right here. You see Tracy missing with the kick. Look at right there. Closed fist, wham! Right on the jaw. As illegal, caught in the act. The camera does not lie, Jim Ross.
Fans, Missy Hyde is standing by with the new United States Tag Team Champions. Let's go now to Missy Hyde in the locker room area.
Thanks, Jim and Jesse. What a great night. We have new U.S. Tag Team Champions. And you know what? It took a woman behind the Freebird Enterprises to do it.
Missy, it's a real pleasure to be here, and my boys have worked really hard tonight, and it's paying off. They've been singing hard, they've been wrestling hard, and it's all right. They've made it tonight, and they're new champions, and I love it.
Thank you, Squeezy. I tell you, we feel great. We said we were going to do it, and we did it, just the Freebird way. If we say we're going to do something, we definitely do it. As you can see here now, we had our work cut out for us, but the DDT, as we always said, is only a heartbeat away, and right there it was. We've seen our opportunity, and boom, 1, 2, 3, the U.S. Tag Team titles go to the Birds. Yes.
First of all, Missy, I want to say we dedicated this match to Ronnie Van Zant and the whole Leonard Skinner band. And wasn't it ironic that right here in Jacksonville, where Leonard Skinner was born, where Southern rock and roll emerged, is where the fabulous Freebirds are climbing that stairway back to heaven. And this is only the first step. There's an NWA Tag Team Tournament for the world titles. Guess who's knocking on the door? There's somebody else has the WCW World Tag Team titles. Guess who's knocking on the door? I can't say why we do what we do, but we are the Freebirds, and that's our excuse.
There's a lot of celebration right back here. Now, let's go to Tony and Eric.
Okay, Missy Hyde, thank you very much. And of course, there was Precious standing right there beside Jimmy Jam Garvin. She's been at his side before. It's been many years since we've seen her standing by her man, but it's a big night for him. Certainly is, and in the politically correct era of the 90s, behind every successful man, there's an equally successful woman. Speaking of success, a man named Scotty Flamingo from right here in Florida, West Palm, has been very successful in WCW, hasn't he? Scotty Flamingo has been on a roll here. He'll be facing Marcus Alexander Bagwell, and I think the honeymoon is over for Marcus Bagwell. You know, he came in as a rookie. That rookie thing is all over with. There's a lot of pressure on him right now. A lot of pressure. It's going to be a tremendous match. Marcus Alexander Bagwell going one-on-one against Scotty Flamingo. Our next match here on Wrestle War.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 234 pounds, Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
I think it's a great point, Jesse, that Eric made. This kid is no rookie anymore. He's been in the ring with some of the toughest in WCW, and he has survived.
And you know what that means, Jim Ross?
What's that?
He can't make excuses anymore. He can't blame it on being a rookie.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent. He's from Palm Beach, Florida. He weighs 226 pounds. Scotty Flamingo.
You know what else was interesting? That last Freebird interview, Jim Ross. Talking about Southern rock. Where I come from, it's called redneck rock. And Stairway to Heaven ain't Leonard Skinner, that's Led Zeppelin. They better get their act straight, the Freebirds.
I was aware of that, but redneck rock might be where you come from, but it is Southern rock and roll where the Birds come from. And this young man...
That's what I said, redneck rock.
Well, everybody doesn't agree with what you say, but in any event, this young man has certainly been one of the most arrogant young men I have come across in quite some time. But he is an outstanding athlete, and he has thus far been able to back up his big mouth with his athletic ability.
Well, I've said it before here in WCW, you got the young lions, especially in the light heavyweight division. And you're looking at a pair of them right here. Both of these young men, I mean, barely, what, 20 years old apiece?
Young kids, yeah.
You know, they're, well, young kid to you, Ross. I mean, if I was your age, too, I'd call them young kids.
You
know?
are.
For me, they're like maybe a little brother.
You were in Vietnam in '69. I was still in high school. Scotty Flamingo and Marcus Alexander Bagwell, two of the great light heavyweights.
Well,
here.
no wonder you were a coward and weren't over there with me, hiding in high school, avoiding the draft, you son of a gun.
Collar and elbow tie-up, and both these young men know that with all the great promoters in WCW watching this one, and the light heavyweight championship still to come in this hour, that they, like Smothers and Bad before them, want to win this match and stay right up in the running for the light heavyweight championship. I think this is going to be, as far as I'm concerned, Jesse, a very evenly fought contest.
I'll tell you, both of these guys, I mean, imagine the women out there looking at these two athletes. Bagwell, I mean, he's your classic pretty boy, not a hair out of place. I kind of like Scotty Flamingo better. I think he's a little more exotic looking.
Oh! Ooh. Well, neither man backing up an inch.
Well, at some point,
oh, he got him. Waistlock takedown, and fist right to the face. And Bagwell tossed on the outside, but he bounces right back up. And Bagwell nails him from behind. Comes to the right hand.
Well, I knew at some point those slaps were going to turn to a closed fist. Ooh, they're back with the slaps again.
Intensity here, quite obvious. Nice move. Avoiding the back body drop. Caught him with the right hand. Flamingo's running lights are dim there. Irish whip with authority. Another Irish whip, chest first to the far side. Belly to back suplex, dropped him right on his head.
We could have a win.
2.5 there. Flamingo, front face lock. Certainly a young man that will win in any means that he can. Nice move by Bagwell and a counter. Vertical suplex, floats over, hooks the leg and got two.
Well, right now, Bagwell with the early advantage. He's reversing everything Scotty Flamingo's throwing in the ring. But there, Flamingo fires him out to the floor.
Bagwell tossed outside again out here in no man's land.
And I'm not sure how well Bagwell's going to be fighting on the floor if it does go out to the floor. And it looks like Scotty Flamingo, no, he's going to bring him back in right now.
In WCW, the athletes have a 10 count to re-enter the ring. Try to go for a knee. Good counter move. And another near fall situation. Missed with a clothesline. And this time, it's Flamingo with a modified belly to back suplex. Dropped him on his right shoulder.
And the key to that was the reversal as to how he got there. Bagwell trying to go for a headlock. Flamingo slipped right in behind him. Real beautiful move, and both these guys are going at it. Move and counter move, but now we're getting back to the punching again.
A lot of pressure on both men to win this contest. Self-imposed pressure, we should say. Flamingo has been very emphatic as he drops a fist that he will be the next light heavyweight champion. There's a lateral press. Bagwell has not been so brash, but you know that's got to be one of his ultimate goals as Flamingo exercises the reverse chin lock.
And who's to say after this evening, Jim Ross, we may have a new light heavyweight champion as the Z-Man later in the matches tonight at Wrestle War will take on the champion, Flying Brian, for the light heavyweight title here in WCW.
Fans, our next pay-per-view will be Beach Blast on Saturday, June 20th. And we'll be telling you more about Beach Blast.
Oh, never mind. I'll leave that for later, Ross.
You know something I don't know?
I think I do. I got a great job at Beach Blast.
Hair, full of hair right there. Referee Randy Anderson unable to detect that, but Flamingo still maintains his advantage.
Well, a good referee can't call what he don't see. Just like in football, you can hold as long as you don't get caught. Everything else is legal.
Mingo now choking, hooks the leg. That lateral press won't get it this early. Trying to hold him down, and Bagwell, who has got so much drive and determination. Just a tremendous competitive individual. We have seen Mr. Flamingo in some very tight situations. A guy that almost will do seemingly anything to win. Bagwell likes to keep it within the rules. Nice shoulder block by the youngster from Marietta, Georgia, Sprayberry High School. This time it's Flamingo with the advantage. What an evenly fought contest here. And, oh, both men They both went over the top. Now there's a judgment call by the referee.
Apparently he's going to start a double count on both of them. Referee feeling that neither man was responsible for the over-the-top rope, so he's going to give him an even shake and start a double count. If either guy can't get back in the ring by the 10 count, we got a double count out and no victor in this match, Jim Ross.
It's like the charge block in the NBA. It was a no call. I think it was a good call by the referee as he used his count, and both men are back.
I think Flamingo made a mistake there. Why would you throw your opponent back in before you when you're receiving a 10 count? I've never understood that. That gets your opponent in a position to win.
Bagwell retaliates. Very good point. I don't think Flamingo wants to win this one by count out. This match is too important.
Why
in the
not?
careers of these men.
Why wouldn't you? A win's a win. I think it's ego at that point if you won't win by a count out.
Good counter move. Hip block takeover. Bagwell poised and ready. High impact clothesline. Bagwell with the adrenaline rush. And he's ready. He has knocked Flamingo a little goofy. He's looking for a tag.
And he's too busy yelling for crowd approval. He should be doing something.
Right hands finding their mark.
I've never understood that. Why a guy gets an opponent going and then looks out for crowd approval.
Elbow caught him coming in. Bagwell now seemingly controlling the action offensively. High risk move. Double axe handle got him in the head.
Look again, going for crowd approval. Asking the crowd, should I do it?
Bagwell's got a great suplex.
What would he do if the crowd said no?
And he got him with it. Could be all. Flamingo in the ropes. The rope saved him. Bagwell thinks he's won it. But the referee got two, and then Flamingo was in the ropes, consequently stopping the count. There's a reverse of the Irish whip. Another go behind waistlock. Got him rolled up. Counter move. Hey, he's got the tights
And he won it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Scotty Flamingo.
Well, Bagwell got a bad break there. He hit him with his favorite move, that Yellow Jacket suplex, but Flamingo was too close to the ropes.
No, Bagwell got outsmarted there. There you see Bagwell going for the pin. 1-2. Flamingo gets the foot on the rope, saves himself there, and then outsmarts Bagwell and holds the tights on him here. Here you see Bagwell running him in. Flamingo going over in the roll-up. At this point, Flamingo rolls Bagwell over. Where Bagwell could have pulled the tights, Flamingo does pull the tights, outsmarts Bagwell and wins it.
Fans, we told you about Beach Blast on Saturday, June 20th. Here's more about it.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the beach. WCW Beach Blast. This summer, beat the heat with a barrage of buff buds and bodacious babes, because WCW is cruising through the party down on the Gulf Coast. We're talking a sizzling slam fest, one huge scene, a mega rager. It's totally beaching. WCW Beach Blast. Beat the heat live. Saturday, June 20th. Be there, only on pay-per-view. Call your local cable operator for availability.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next matchup will be tag team wrestling. It'll be the Junkyard Dog and the great athlete from Florida State University, Ron Simmons. They're going to take on Big Mr. Hughes and Cactus Jack. But when we first worked together at Super Brawl 2 up in Milwaukee, we saw the Junkyard Dog, who was there watching the event, get quite involved, Jess.
That's right. The Junkyard Dog came out of the crowd and ended up stepping into the ring that night, something that I feel he should have possibly been fined and suspended for. He had no business getting involved from the outside, owning a ticket and getting into the ring.
Well, Abdul the Butcher had no business being in the ring either, and double teaming with Cactus Jack Ron Simmons.
You'll argue with me over anything, won't you, Jim Ross?
Fans, let's go back to February at Super Brawl 2 and show you just exactly what happened when the Junkyard Dog came to the ring to help his good friend and partner Ron Simmons, and then we'll be back with tag team action. And Abdullah, oh, he got He got Simmons from behind. He's not attacking Cactus. Apparently Cactus and Abdullah are back together again. They've had a reconciliation.
Yep, and Ron Simmons is paying the price for it. Unbelievable.
JYD, no lucky what
business of this of his.
Simmons is getting double teamed, and JYD is not going to stand for it. Junkyard Dog with those fists and fire, and a big-time right hand, and a headbutt, and Bill is down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team event, it is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing team number 1, first from Kansas City, weighing 375 pounds, the Bodyguard, Mr. Hughes. His tag team partner from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, weighing 304 pounds, Cactus Jack.
Well, quite an unorthodox duo here, and that man, Cactus Jack, and his big, awesome partner, Mr. Hughes. And where's he going?
I'm not sure. The main thing I'd like to, why would Cactus Jack need a bodyguard? If there's anybody in the world that don't need a bodyguard, it's Cactus Jack.
Was he going nuts here? He's going the wrong way of the ring. Hughes is down here in the ring, and Cactus has disappeared.
No telling where he's gone.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents. Introducing first from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 285 pounds, the Junkyard Dog. And from Warner Robins, Georgia, 278 pounds.
Oh my! JYD got nailed there by... Oh, he caught him though, coming back. Coming off the rail, JYD and Cactus Jack. The match hasn't officially started here.
And not only that, we got Ron Simmons and Mr. Hughes going at it in the ring.
Oh, JY ran right into that rampway. Ribs first. Cactus Jack. JY is hurt. What? Oh no! Right on the concrete. Right on the concrete floor. He drove that elbow right in the dog's heart. Here comes Simmons back. And Simmons, oh, he elevates him on the rail.
I can't believe it. Ron Simmons is going to try to win this match by himself. Obviously, the JYD hurt badly outside the ring. I believe the match is going to be over right now, Jim Ross.
I've never seen JYD in this much pain in his entire career. They're a little frantic here. He needs some medical attention. He was ran into that rampway and then the elbow.
Be careful, man.
He may have punctured a lung there from a rip through a lung or something.
Well, that's a position that Ron Simmons is very not used to. Usually, from his football days, it's Ron Simmons laying flat on his back after an Oklahoma Sooner ran over the top of him.
JYD in obvious pain here. The referees, Doug Dillinger, the security chief, but he needs medical attention, it would seem. He is in so much pain, and this match, remember, has not started.
Come on, bro. I believe it's over before it started. All that extracurricular activity. You know what's funny? We sat back and said, what is Cactus Jack doing? What is he doing? But there's indeed a method behind this man's madness. He went and hid behind the screen. Pearl Harbor. Listen to that.
Did you see I finished him?
He did finish him too, I think. Pearl Harbor's the JYD, hurts him, and I think it's all over before it even started. They're gonna win by forfeit.
Oh, what a travesty that would be. The crowd here chanting JYD, and I know this big guy, as well as anybody, he wants to compete, but they're taking him for medical attention.
Hey, ring the bell and count them out, and let's get on to the next match. What do you think, Jim Ross?
Well, luckily for Simmons,
there's your winners right there.
the match has not started, so he can't be counted out until the match starts.
Well, why aren't they ringing the bell?
Ron Simmons, get out! Ron Simmons! Ron Simmons!
Why isn't the referee ringing the bell?
Well, as a matter of fact, the referee assigned the contest is not even here at the ring. They were there attending the dog. Now it's going to be interesting to see exactly what's going to happen here now.
Here comes the referee, obviously going to call the bout right now. I'm sure it's over.
They can't disqualify him because the match hasn't started. But you also can't expect one man to wrestle two either.
Well, the match is over, Ross. It's that simple. It's a tag team match.
I'm proud of it. I'm proud.
He's proud.
Well, here comes Big Ron Simmons back. This great athlete, and he stepped right into the lion's den. Simmons came back to fight.
I'll tell you what. He's not only dumb, he's stupid.
Oh, my!
I can't believe it.
They're taking a roof off this building. Big Hughes, almost 400 pounds. Cactus over 300. And Simmons put them both right on their back. Gosh, I don't know if we've got a staff psychologist here, but if we do, let's get him an appointment. What are they going to do? And maybe it's going to be fairly one-on-one. Simmons and Hughes, I'm not real sure. I think that's what we're going to have, and now the bell sounds.
Well, it's obviously turned from a tag team to a handicap match.
Big time, clothesline, tremendous impact. Hughes wanted out of there, but Simmons said no way.
Well, Simmons was smart enough to drag him back in. He obviously doesn't want these two guys tagging in and out, or Ron Simmons is going to be in big trouble.
What power it takes to hip block a man that's just under 400 pounds. Simmons and Hughes both played in a defensive line in college. Simmons at Florida State, Hughes at Kansas State. So it's going to be, from what I can tell, a one-on-one matchup, and Cactus is apparently going to serve as a manager or a second or something.
Where did Cactus Jack play defensive line?
I think at the New Mexico Psychiatric Institute.
I don't know. He kind of looks like an Oklahoma grad to me, Jim Ross.
Well,
I bet he played with that old Bill Watts. Remember when he played at Oklahoma? When they had them horrible teams?
Vaguely.
Texas used to beat him every year.
Right hand, he got it in. Big Mr. Hughes, so impressive, so potentially physically dominant. This man is such an awesome specimen, but when you look at great athletes, oh, he caught him in the face with that clothesline. Big time movement, elbow drop.
Now I'm confused here, Jim Ross, help me out. Can Cactus Jack wrestle in this match, or is it one-on-one?
I'm not real clear on that point. I think this idiot here, this crazy man is manager for the match.
Well, how can that be, though? It was supposed to be a tag team match.
Well, you can't have one guy wrestling two, Jess.
Hey, if Simmons is dumb enough to get in there with both of them, that's his problem.
Going for the lateral press again, and at 375 or more, he gives new meaning to the term lateral press. Simmons so strong, and what explosion. This former Florida State Seminole great, I stand corrected. Big right hand.
You know what I enjoy about Mr. Whoa, caught him with the elbow when he came in. What I enjoy about Mr. Hughes is he wrestles with the shades and the tie on. Unbelievable.
Well, that is a true statement. Unbelievable is right. And I want to tell you something that I've been informed that it will be a one-on-one matchup. To answer your question earlier, Cactus Jack will not be a participant in this match, so there will be no tags.
Who made that determination?
The chief of officials.
Oh, yeah? Well, I think that's highly unfair. I think that's a totally unfair decision being made. The injury occurred before the bell. Simmons and JYD should have lost the match. Hughes and Cactus Jack should have been declared the winners by default.
Well, that's your philosophy, but was not the way the referee saw it. And big power, look at him take him over. He could have, no, he's not. He's got 2.5. Both these guys, tremendous athletes. Ron Simmons is certainly here in the state that he gained so much athletic stardom. And look at Cactus taunting him here on the outside. Referee exercising his count. And Cactus Jack up on the apron. And that was a cheap shot on Ron Simmons.
Hey, it should be a tag match anyway.
Look at Hughes. A big foot, probably a size 14 or 15, right on Simmons' head.
If I were Mr. Hughes and Cactus, I'd make a tag.
Well, it wouldn't be allowed.
Why?
Because the referees, I told you twice.
Then I would protest it.
Oh, what power, my gosh!
That ring moved about 4 inches.
Man, it did. What power by
If
Simmons.
I were them, I would make a tag to cause the protest with this referee. He has no right to change a signed, sealed contract. I'd be seeing attorneys over this.
Well, they must have heard you. He made a tag, and the referee disallowed it.
How did they determine it would be Mr. Hughes and not Cactus Jack?
I'm not a referee, Jess. I don't know.
I'm just thinking out loud, Jim Ross, that's all.
Maybe they decided themselves who would wrestle Simmons. I think they may have made a good choice because at 375, the big man's awfully darn hard to handle. Oh!
Ouch!
He caught him the clothesline. What power by Simmons. Great explosion from the Warner Robins, Georgia native. Sends him in and he elevates the big man.
And Mr. Hughes is in big trouble right now, but he went to the eyes. No matter how much trouble you get into, you can get out of it by going to the eyes.
Simmons reverses and caught him. Spine buster and a football block. And away goes Cactus Jack. Simmons down a three-point stance, explodes on him.
He went after the knee. Did you see that?
He got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, the All-American, Ron Simmons.
I'll tell you what, Jim Ross, that was an illegal clip. He went after the knee. He tried to hurt Mr. Hughes. Is that what they teach at Florida State with Bobby Bowden?
This is not college football. It's not the NFL. It's WCW. And the move is legal. And what a victory for Ron Simmons. We hope to have an injury report on the Junkyard Dog. But right now, fans, let's go back up to Tony Schiavone and Eric Bischoff.
All right, Jim, Jesse, thank you very much. And we do understand the Junkyard Dog has been injured. He's getting medical attention in the back. Hopefully we'll have a report on his status before the telecast is over. Once again, Cactus Jack is so unpredictable in that you don't know what he's going to do, but he's predictable in that you know he is always out to hurt someone.
He is dangerous, and I'll tell you what, Tony Schiavone, he is at his lethal best when he's outside of the wrestling ring. That ramp is nearly 5 feet off the ground. There's no mats, no nothing. He came off that ramp right out onto the concrete on top of Junkyard Dog. That's a frightening situation.
Good point. Whenever you go outside of the ring, you are in Cactus Jack's territory. There's no question about that. Our next matchup will be the Super Invader against Todd Champion. For Todd Champion, I would think a very important matchup. First time he has been in singles competition on one of our pay-per-views and going up against a man from Bangkok. We've seen him under the tutelage of Harley Race, the Super Invader, an awesome specimen.
That he is, and it looks like he could be just as devastating as Big Van Vader, the man that broke the ribs of the heavyweight champion of the world just a few weeks ago.
Back we go to the ring.
The following contest, it is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, from the WCW Special Forces, weighing 304 pounds, Todd Champion.
Big Todd Champion making his way to the ring. The former Utah State athlete. Certainly has a colorful ring attire and somewhat reminds me of your old ring attire, Buddy.
Yeah, he looks like the captain of the Love Boat, don't he?
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent. He will be accompanied by former heavyweight champion Harley Race from Bangkok, Thailand, weighing 279 pounds, the Super Invader.
Well, we have seen this man on a few occasions prior to this event here in Jacksonville, and he has been, in my opinion, Jess, I don't know what you think about him, I have been very, very impressed with this big man from Bangkok.
Absolutely, but I'll tell you this, Jim Ross, the Super Invader is going to be tested. I think the most he has been so far in coming into WCW by Todd Champion.
You mentioned earlier, but you knew something about the Beach Blast. Wait a minute, we'll talk about that as time permits. It's going to be the Super Invader starting out quickly and violently on Todd Champion.
And he caught Champion napping and is going after him for a quick win, it looks like.
Big clothesline, what a powerful man he is. Obviously, tremendous upper body strength, and he coupled that with his quickness and martial arts ability. He is a tough man to handle, but I wonder what the significance of that glove is on his right hand.
I have no idea, but you know what amazes me is how Harley Race, the 7-time world champion, will travel to all ends of the earth to find his talent. I mean, imagine going to Bangkok, Thailand.
I can't imagine spending a night in Bangkok, I can tell you that.
Oh, I can. I've done it a couple times.
He has some strength here, and Champion fighting back. Big right hand, caught him on the jaw. Another one, karate thrust to the neck. Gracie, former 7 times heavyweight champion of the world, has got to be a tremendous teacher and advisor, manager, whatever you want to call him. Great influence for whomever he's associated with. We've seen Big Van Vader at his devastating best, and there's a side slam.
The Super Invader handling Todd Champion like a doll out there, and this kid goes 300 pounds or better.
Right hand found its mark.
Yes!
Now, blatant choke, though. Referee has a 5-count fans in WCW. For an athlete to break an illegal hold, if they reach the 5 count, they'll be disqualified. As the masked man rakes the eyes.
You know, I've never understood why a wrestler so chooses to wear a mask.
So, I guess one philosophy is always you could not see their facial expression. Didn't know when they were hurting.
Yeah, but to me it'd be so restricting of your peripheral vision and those type of things that you need in that ring.
Well, especially for a good-looking guy like you.
Absolutely. I mean, it's obvious, you know, the Super Invader probably isn't real handsome. You know, you can tell by looking through that thing. You know, he ain't exactly Gregory Peck underneath there.
Reverse chin lock. Big, big arm. Man, what a huge arm around the neck. He's got a crimp, too, of Todd Champion. Now, as you mentioned earlier, Champion forced to carry some of the weight of the Super Invader, who weighs in about 290. And there's the legend himself, Harley Race.
You know, Ross, I've known a few women, though, that should have worn masks at certain times. If you get what I'm talking about.
So what's the situation about Beach Blast very quickly here? What do you know?
I can't tell you yet, Jim Ross. I'm going to be involved in something that's going to be very unique, I think.
Well, fans, this weekend on TV, we'll have the complete lineup for Beach Blast exclusively on pay-per-view, Saturday, June 20th. So watch WCW this week, and you'll hear the entire lineup. They're still formulating it. They'll have it done by the weekend, and we'll know the entire lineup for Beach Blast next pay-per-view, Saturday, June 20th. And we'll talk more about it in the hour as Champion trying to fight back up to a vertical base. That'll relieve some of the pressure.
And I know something about Beach Blast that Jim Ross don't.
What are you going to tell us?
No, not yet.
Clothesline, high impact move. This guy from Bangkok is, you look at his upper body and you're very impressed. You look at his lower body and he's huge. And Champion just sent sailing right out of the ring on the concrete floor there. You can see where he landed, right on the concrete, and then into the security railing.
Well, one thing you know for sure, the 7-time champ Harley Race is not going to interfere. There's a man with integrity.
Well, I hope you're right.
Are you questioning the 7-time world champion's integrity, Jim Ross?
Somewhat, but...
You would.
Oh, slam here on the outside. And the Super Invader now back in the ring. Referee Mike Atkins admonishing him, giving Champion a little bit of opportunity to get back up to his feet. He's got a 10 count to return to the ring.
And Harley Race yelling at the referee, telling him, count the man, don't worry about lecturing people.
And he slams him like he is a sack of groceries.
He's going up to the top, it looks like.
Haven't seen him do this before. Big man on top. Shows good balance. Oh, he got caught. Well, good move by Champion. Got the big foot up.
Well, obviously the Super Invader has a strong jaw because the normal man would have been knocked cold with that one.
Champion out, showing some offense. Quickly reversed. Tried to run right through the man. Got him off balance. Slipped off the Irish whip, but caught him with the elbow. Oh, Champion a little over anxious there, Body.
Well, he made a rookie maneuver right there. He kept going back to the well one time too often.
Ooh, power bomb. The ring shook on that one, and he will not get up from that move.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the Super Invader.
All right, the Super Invader keeps his winning streak alive here in WCW.
Here you see the power bomb being applied by the Super Invader. Picks up the 300-pound Todd Champion, drives him down into that mat, almost breaking his back, hooks the leg, gets the win. Here you see it from another angle right there. The Super Invader, extremely powerful, driving Todd Champion down into that mat with the lower back, knocking the wind out of him, hooks the leg, gets the win.
Jesse, can you imagine what kind of devastating team Big Van Vader and the Super Invader would be if Race ever chose to put them together?
Well, you can bet that at some point in time, I believe the 7-time world champion may do just that, Jim Ross.
Fans, now still to come will be Wrestle War, in Wrestle War, the War Games. No pinfalls, no disqualification. A lot of questions will be answered in this matchup, but I think the injury situation going in, Jess, is going to play a big part in this match.
Absolutely. I said it before, I think Sting is coming back too soon. He was injured by Van Vader, he's got broken ribs, and I think he's going to pay the price. And then when you get to the match beyond, that's the one where it really counts. You try to hurt your opponents before that. At the match beyond, that's when it comes time where you got to say, I quit.
Fans,
and I'm interested, Jim Ross, to see who will be the one to say, I quit.
One of those 10 great athletes must submit or surrender for a team to be declared the winner. And we mentioned earlier about Beach Blast. Our next pay-per-view, June 20th. Come on, come clean. What do you know?
I ain't talking yet. It's got to do with measurements, though.
Well, fans, that entire lineup will be
chest measurements.
Okay, broadcast on TV this weekend. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Let's go back up to Gary Cabana.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest in Wrestle War 92, it is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first. He's from Nashville, Tennessee, weighing 208 pounds, Richard Morton.
Richard Morton making his way to the ring. Phenomenal athlete, has gained so much success and notoriety in tag team wrestling, formerly with the Rock and Roll Express. But as you've always said, to be a great tag team wrestler, you first must be a great singles wrestler. Indeed, this man is that.
Well, Richard Morton, another one of those light heavies here in WCW, climbing the ladder.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, he's from the North Woods, weighing 275 pounds, Big Josh.
The likable outdoorsman from up in the Northwest, spent some time in Oregon. Perhaps the most telling tale of this match was what we have just heard. Morton weighed in at 208, Big Josh at 275.
And I think another telling tale is this, Jim Ross. Big Josh not known for laundering his clothes too often. That may be the advantage he carries. You know, this guy, I think, only showers maybe once a month.
Well, I haven't heard that, but how do you know that?
How do I know that?
Yeah.
You ever get the drift and the wind when he crisscrosses in the ring?
Is that what it is? All right, Bill Alfonso, the referee, calls for the bell, and we're ready to go here. Morton's got to use his quickness and his speed to counteract this size advantage of Big Josh. And Morton has got so much experience. This is not the first time Morton's been in a match where he's been outweighed. That's quite obvious.
Well, Ricky Morton generally is outweighed, so it's nothing new to him. He's one of the smaller wrestlers in WCW, but he'll make up for it with speed. He'll make up for it with experience.
Big Josh showing how much more powerful he is than Morton here. Ran right through him. Lateral press and couldn't quite hold him down. Hip block takeover.
Wow, and did he snap him with that hip toss? Look at how easily he gets Ricky Morton up into that slam.
Big Josh probably will wrestle a power match here. Up on top of Morton, he calls this his log roll.
Now that's just out and out mean, turning a man's stomach into a log.
Morton back in the corner. trying to distance himself a little bit from Big Josh, who's starting out quickly and starting out powerfully.
One thing about Big Josh, takes great pride in his wardrobe, Jim Ross. Look at that.
Nice plaid shirt.
Yeah, I love the pants. You can tell they've been washed a lot. Once a month, whether they need it or not, right?
Not traditional wrestling footwear either, but it has been approved by WCW. Running knee lift by Richard Morton. High impact move, and he's ripping that flannel shirt right off the back of Big Josh.
And that shows you right there how rotten those clothes are if they'll rip that easily, Jim Ross. Flannel like that means it ain't been washed in months.
Big Josh, the southpaw, hammers away. Morton trying to push him back, but Josh shoves him back in the corner. Caught him with a chop. And Morton again trying to push him back out of the way. And again, Josh shows his power advantage. He may be too strong for Morton here.
That could well be. As you know, he's carrying about 70 extra pounds. And he caught him with a forearm or a fist. I couldn't tell which right there.
Josh with a flat of the foot. That's legal.
I know why Josh is so mad, because that beautiful shirt got ripped.
Might have been one of his better shirts.
Yeah, one of a kind, right. Might have to fork out $2 and get another one at the Salvation Army.
Irish whip, but Morton quickly moves out of the way. Counters with a belly-to-back suplex. And now Big Josh, the stronger of the two, as we mentioned, in a disadvantageous position here. We'll see if Morton now can gain some sort of offensive advantage, something he's been unable to do thus far. Inverted atomic drop, compressing the vertebrae.
And he caught the big man with that one. I'll tell you, as I said, Ricky Morton used to being at a weight disadvantage. He uses his speed, he uses that slickness in the ring.
Morton now beginning to gain an advantage, but Big Josh comes back with a hard chop. Reversal. Morton too quick right there, by between his legs. Wanting to roll him up, but Big Josh out-quicked again by Morton. So we see as it begins to unfold here. Oh, look at the power.
Wow.
It's going to be the power of Josh and the speed of Morton, and which man can capitalize on the other's mistakes, apparently.
I don't understand why Josh would go to the aerial stuff like the flying elbows and that. He doesn't need it. Get the guy down on the mat, use your weight.
Morton. Snapmare, nice move, got the big man out of the corner. Drops a knee right in his face. And now Morton with a lateral press. And again, Big Josh able to power out.
Imagine how devastating a side headlock would be applied by Big Josh. Can you imagine your face in that armpit for about 10 minutes?
That wouldn't be very pleasant.
It would knock you out in about 35 seconds, I think, Ross.
Morton, arm bar. Putting tremendous pressure now on the arm. And now look, the size advantage means absolutely nothing, and Morton's splitting those fingers. Always talked about strategy. When you're in there with a larger opponent, you've got to be able to mat wrestle, take them off their feet. That's what Morton has been able to do here in the last few moments. But Big Josh back up. That's not where Morton wants it. Hear that chop, a lot of power behind those. Good movement, and Big Josh had that one well scouted.
And there he's discarded the shirt. Oh, no. He'll never be the same.
Scoops up Richard Morton. Powerful slam. Big Josh, I think, needs to stick with his power moves. The elbow. Didn't get the elevation that time. Didn't need to. All that strength, and Morton able to kick out.
Josh not hooking the leg there. Pretty sloppy cover after the elbow, and then ducked his head right there. Took a fist and a back fist, a kick and a back fist right in the face.
Morton continuing to work on the arm. Almost in a spinning leg lock-like maneuver, only using the arm. Trying to face lock him here.
And I'll reiterate, like you said, Jim Ross, Ricky Morton wrestling very smart, keeping the big man down on the mat, neutralizing his strength. Face first on the mat.
Fans, don't forget, still to come here at WrestleWar 92. Light Heavyweight Championship of the World, plus the big matchup. The great team from Japan. Fujinami and Iizuka to take on the Steiners. And then the War Games. Sting Squadron against the Dangerous Alliance. Remember, submission or surrender only in that War Games matchup.
I think I know who will quit first in that one.
Well, we'll get your prediction on that one a little bit later. I'm sure all 10 men back watching this event in their locker rooms. Belly-to-belly suplex. That was a great move.
Tremendous power by Big Josh on that move.
We wanted to talk to representatives from both teams, but they both refused comments prior to this event, and I think that is very indicative of their intensity. Prior to that War Games event a little bit later, here from Jacksonville, it's Big Josh again from the left side, caught Morton. He slowed it down now, and that's to the big man's advantage. Both arms hooked into a suplex. And Morton kicks out. Boy, he's got great tenacity.
Woo, hit him with a shot to the throat, it looked like on that one, or did he go to the eyes?
I think it got him in the eyes that time. Morton now on the second turnbuckle, got caught, inverted, atomic drop again, and a double axe handle by Big Josh. Big Josh yells timber, and here goes a Northern exposure. He got him with it, and the power of Big Josh, too much for Morton in this contest.
Wait, did he? Yeah, he did get him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Big Josh.
Well, Morton wrestled a smart match, but when Big Josh slowed it down and could use his power, that weight advantage was just too much for Morton to overcome.
There you see Big Josh hitting the rope right there. Good elevation. Wham! Drives that rear end into him, and look at that. He puts those dirty pants right in his face. Look at Morton grimacing from the smell.
Fans, our light heavyweight championship matchup is next. Here were some comments about it. Tony Schiavone and Eric Bischoff.
Okay, Jim Ross and Jesse Ventura, thank you very much. We're set to go for the WCW light heavyweight title. Flying Brian against the Z-Man. I thought I would never say that, but these two men who have been partners in the past, tag team champions, will get it on in just a few moments for the light heavyweight title. What do you think about that matchup, Eric?
Well, definitely it's going to be exciting, no doubt about that. But, you know, you look at the Z-Man, you look at Flying Brian. You know, last time out, Flying Brian Pillman at Super Brawl defeated Jushin Thunder Liger, not with an aerial attack, but with a ground game. Now, going into this match with the Z-Man, both of these athletes known for their aerial attacks. My prediction, Flying Brian, he'll keep it on the mat. He'll walk away the winner.
It should be a tremendous matchup. Just yesterday on TBS on WCW Saturday night, Jim Ross, of course, as special guest co-host, was the light heavyweight champion. And then something surprising happened at the end of the telecast. Let's take you back to just yesterday on WCW Saturday night and what transpired between Flying Brian and the Z-Man.
Time after time after time, the Z-Man gets on a roll. I started to get out of the slump. I got things together, and you two punks, JT Southern and Scotty the Flamingo, jump on my back. You know, anytime you two punks want a shot at me, I'll put the title on the line. Anytime either one of you two want.
What title are you talking about? You talking about my title? Let's not get ahead of yourself, okay?
Hey, wait a minute, Brian. It's national TV. They jumped me from behind before, as you know what kind of a temper I got. And I want some revenge on these two, Brian. I didn't mean your title. Like, Brian, you're my best friend.
Tom, I know you're hot at them. They're not exactly at the top of my list. But I'll tell you what, I've never known you to look past an opponent. I've come out here tonight to help you out, just like I did all the times we tagged up together, and you got no gratitude for it.
Help me out? Yeah. You help me out?
Yeah.
You know, to tell you the truth, Brian, a lot of people have been saying since you got the belt around your waist, you've been a little bit too generous with your help, Brian. I was fine on my own.
You know something, Tom? We don't have to wait till tomorrow to do this. We can do it right now if you want.
Let's do it right now.
Guys, wait just a second. Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is for the WCW Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. It is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first the challenger from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 200 pounds, the Z-Man.
We're coming to get you, Brian. We're going to even the score now, Pillman. I'm ready.
Well, the Z-Man from Minneapolis, that'll be one of your sentimental favorites from your home state.
Yeah, he is indeed from my home state, but my favorite Minnesota wrestler is Arn Anderson.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. He weighs 226 pounds. The light heavyweight champion of the world, Flying Brian.
Flying Brian, the champion of the world in the light heavyweight division. Both these athletes, as many of you fans know, former tag team partners and still friends as far as we can tell and as far as we know. Former U.S. tag team champions.
You're telling me after that interview you conducted, these are friends? If they're friends, I'd hate to see enemies, Jim Ross.
Well, I think that they were both very anxious last evening on WCW Saturday night, looking forward to this contest. Flying Brian has had some problems with his lower back. That's what they're going to wrestle for. Right there, the championship of the world.
Who do you think Jim Ross is going to cheat first? Come on, give me your prediction. Which one's going to get frustrated? You know they're going to wrestle scientific. They're going to try to beat each other with wrestling at the start. But at some point in the match, frustration's going to set in. Who do you think's going to cheat first?
Well, I don't know. I hope that neither one of them cheat. I thought...
Oh, come on, Ross.
Scientific?
It's inevitable. You know what's got to happen. You really think they'll go the whole thing without a thumb to the eye, or a grab of the hair, a pull of the tights?
We'll have to wait and see. Nice move there by the Z-Man back in the side headlock.
You're avoiding my question, Ross, like you always do.
You're right, I am. It's Flying Brian, the quicker of the two, but the Z-Man a little stronger of the two. Great agility by the former Cincinnati Bengal. And by the... Oh, both men going for drop kicks.
Well, both guys on the same brainwave pattern right there. Each one thinking he could land the drop kick. Nobody does.
Drop toe hold by the champion. Rolling up and now working on the arm. Pillman, great football player at Miami of Ohio. They call it the cradle of coaches. He was a second-team All-American nose tackle, believe it or not. About 20 pounds heavier than he is now.
Miami of Ohio, how can you even consider that a top-flight university? There's only one Miami that plays top-grade football, and it's right here in Florida, Ross, not Ohio.
Well, tell that to Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler and the other guys have coached there. Missed the clothesline. Very fast-paced match. Man, they're thinking alike here. We talked about them being partners. They know each other so well. They didn't have to look at a lot of videotape of the other to know what to expect in this matchup.
And at some point in the bout, the frustration's going to show on one of them, and one of them's going to do the dirty deed. I love it.
Over the knee drop, and now the lateral press.
Pillman, I think, getting early advantage here, the champion over Z-Man.
Side headlock now by Flying Brian. Both these men, as was pointed out by our colleagues earlier, like the aerial style. They like to take chances. Great quickness there. And a good counter move. Arm drag takeover. And back working on the hammerlock. And Z-Man, as we said, has a few pounds advantage here. I think he's the stronger of the two, Jess. And if this is good strategy for the challenger.
Working over the arm is the Z-Man, now trying to turn him over, trying to turn the champion over. Hook that top arm. He should come at it from the other direction, I think, to get it over.
Z-Man continuing his control here offensively, utilizing a very basic yet effective maneuver in the hammerlock.
Now slips it into a straight arm bar.
Pillman back up vertical, and he is in the ropes.
We may get the cheap shot right here. Nope, not yet.
Flying Brian, and that one well scouted, but again it's countered. Missed that clothesline. And Flying Brian caught him in a head scissor. What a counter! Arm drag takeover by the champion. And now he's got the arm barred. Great counter move there. I mentioned before the year he was the second team All-American nose tackle. The first team
nose tackle?
Yeah, was William Perry. Pillman played nose tackle, second team All-American.
Nose tackle? Now, wait a minute.
I know they don't play football much in Minnesota, Jess. It's the guy that plays over the center defensively.
That's exactly what I'm questioning, Jim Ross. Up in Minnesota, our nose tackles usually weigh 250.
Pillman weighed about 245 at that time. He's pulled a lot of weight, but he's at his best wrestling weight right here. Gets very, very quick.
Nose tackle.
Head scissors applied. And now Flying Brian has the Z-Man grounded.
Wasn't Ron Simmons a nose tackle?
Yes, he was.
Well, there's your more traditional nose tackle, in my opinion.
Referee calls for the break. And we got a clean one there. Irish whip far side. Z-Man stepped in. He's got both arms hooked. He's going for the cover, and he got 2.5. Inside cradle again. Using his strength, power, and his bulk there. Trying to hold Pillman down. Man, those were two close ones.
Sunset flip, and he may get him. The mistake that the Z-Man's making. Oh!
Boom!
Pillman, I think, goes first.
That's a legal move, though.
That's true. That's true. That was an open hand into a drop toe hold. I stand corrected. They have it. Whoa! He may have just stretched some ligaments and cartilage right there. This is knee injury time.
Pillman is as tenacious as anybody you'll ever see. He has got a lot of intensity, and now there's some talking going on here. Looking to take the ankle against the grain, dangerously. Against the grain, we should say.
No, dangerously ain't in this match, Ross.
Wish he was. Z-Man has got to figure a way up to distance himself from Flying Brian here. Pillman's like a pit bulldog. He finds one body part and he works on it, and he works on it. That's exactly what we're seeing here.
That'll stretch the old hamstring out.
Well, Z-Man's mobility certainly going to be lessened here, thanks to Pillman's attack on this leg. Again, stretching out the hamstring. Oh my! Now, remember we said about his lower back being hurt. He took a chance right there. Z-Man adeptly moved out of the way, and now let's see if he'll work on Pillman's back as intently as Pillman worked on his leg.
Absolutely, as well he should. Pillman made the miss. Pillman hurt his back. Oh, there's the boot, so Z-Man's going to break the rules first.
Flat of the foot, Jess.
Yeah, but it's still kicking a man when he's down.
And you've never done that, have you?
No, I have many, many times. I don't deny that, but I never claimed to be a good two shoes. Beautiful suplex move right there by Z-Man going for the cover.
He got 2.5. Great move there. Vertical suplex, putting the pressure on the lower back of Flying Brian. Now he drives a knee right into the lower spinal column of Pillman. Remember, Pillman had been out of action for a few weeks with some chronic lower back problems.
He's giving him a spinal adjustment right now. Z-Man obviously went to chiropractic school this week.
Backbreaker. And now Pillman is in trouble, the champion of the world in the light heavyweight division.
You know what he needs to do here? He needs to stay in close. Yeah, he got caught. I'll tell you what I'd have did right there. I'd have rolled him over and put something like a Boston Crab on him. Go for the submission right there. Instead of a high aerial move like he did, he got caught. Z-Man makes a big mistake.
Pillman back to work on the leg now. So as it is unfolding here,
you want it, baby?
Pillman's intense.
Now Pillman, the way he sounds there, he don't sound like no Cincinnati Bengal. He sounds like Jack Tatum of the Raiders.
As it unfolds here, as I started to say, it's Pillman working on Z-Man's leg. Z-Man, if the opportunity presents itself again, I'm sure we'll go back to work on Pillman's back. Trying to turn him over here. Half crab.
See, that's the type of move the Z-Man should have gone in for instead of doing that thing off the turnbuckle where he caught the double knees in the gut. He should have went in like that and put a pressure move on the lower back. He may have gotten a submission. He may be the champion right now if he'd have did that.
A lot of intensity. I don't think we should be surprised at how intense this one is. Remember, it is for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Y.M. Bryan has taken on all contenders, friend and foe alike. And what a great martial arts kick by the Z-Man. He caught Pillman in the back of the head. It could be over right here, and Pillman able to kick out at 2.
Now he needs to go back to the lower back right now. He scored a great move to the back of the head. He did not get the win. He did not knock him out. Do something to the lower back.
Irish whip. Oh my! He went for the knee. Pillman quickly moved out of the way. And now Y.M. Bryan going for the figure 4. I've not seen him use that move before. He's got the figure 4 locked in on the Z-Man. Oh, look at this. Tempers are boiling here.
Well, Pillman's going to get the best of this. He's got the hold.
Look at Z-Man's ankle.
You can see the ankle bent right across the top of the kneecap. So he's getting it not only in the ankle, he's getting it on the kneecap also.
Gordon Solie and Lance Russell on the wrestling hotline as we speak. And Gordon always said it puts pressure on 7 points of the legs. He's trying to roll him over, and now it's countered. Z-Man has countered the figure 4 on the light heavyweight champion. The referee there to see if Pillman wants to give it up.
You can see Z-Man driving the knee down into the mat. Now it's reversed the other way, but Z-Man's close enough. They're going into the ropes.
They're in the ropes. Both men have contacted the lower rope.
I think this is a mutual break, Jim Ross. Both guys want to get out of that one.
And both guys are hurting. Their knees, their legs, tremendous pain. And when we went into this one, we thought we may see the high-risk aerial moves, but with the pain they've inflicted here, it may be the man with the best ground attack that will win this one.
Open hand chop, legal.
Boom, that chop. Z-Man's chest turning bright, crimson red. Pillman lands on his feet, up and over. Y.M. Bryan. Oh, he was countered in midair. We got a new champion. No, we got a hammer count. He countered it, and the fans out of their seats on that one. What a move by the Z-Man.
He came within 4 inches of being the light heavyweight champion. 4 inches was about where the referee's hand was from striking that mat.
Z-Man with a chop of his own. Both men now just barely able to stand. There's a crucifix. He may have him, and he got 2 and a half. Another near fall. What a match you're seeing here at WrestleWar 92.
Both guys getting frustrated. One of them's gonna cheat. Come on. One of you 2 guys has got to cheat anytime.
Y.M. Bryan hammers forearm to the back of the head of the Z-Man. Now setting him up on the top turnbuckle. Slap to the face, rather insulting, but not nearly as much as this. What's it gonna be, a superplex? Z-Man trying to free himself, and he does, and Pillman falls right on his back again, his lower back.
Well, Z-Man caught him with a shot to the kidneys.
Going for the drop, now the crossbody. It turned him inside out. The crossbody, and look at the huddled masses here. That's a cover. He could have him, and Pillman just again avoiding the 3 count at the very, very last moment.
I don't know how much closer it can get. That's 3 or 4 times now. We've almost seen a new champion, and we've almost seen the champion retain his title.
Tremendous match for the light heavyweight title. Look at this great agility between the old. They thought alike again. They're on the same train of thought. They ran together, and I think their heads may have cracked. Referee now exercising his count. Remember, they've got a 10 count here before the count-out decision. And they're up to 8. Pillman up, Z-Man up.
Referee asking Z-Man if he wants to continue. I don't think he's going to give up at this point.
Reversal. Oh, what a move. Z-Man has got to capitalize now. He's hesitating. Going for the lateral press. And he got 2 3/4 this time. It was even closer than before.
I don't understand. The fans are out of their seat. They're going crazy, but I don't understand why the Z-Man wouldn't have hooked the leg. If he'd have hooked the leg, he'd have won the match right there. You saw Pillman, the only way he could kick out was by extending his legs.
You're exactly right.
If he'd have had the leg hooked, he'd have won.
Z-Man having trouble standing. That leg really bothering him here. A real gut check for these two. He can't even stand up. Flying Brian's may have this one won. Wait a minute. Z-Man up quickly. He's a little subterfuge here. Cody with a kick. Z-Man, low, Pillman, and don't fall, sense of security. He could have him here. The leg is hooked, and he's in the ropes.
Oh,
he's in the ropes.
Man.
He had it, but he was in the ropes. What a match.
I'll tell you what, Pillman got saved right there. He just happened to land close enough to the ropes. There you see the Z-Man kicking a little bit now.
Z-Man, we know he's got that great drop kick off the top. If he hits it here, we'll have a new champion. He's going for it, but
missed
not there. Pillman got him hooked, and he has a pin. What a match!
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still WCW Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Brian Bryan!
Oh, what a situation here. It was intense. These two guys, former tag team partners, and they battled tooth and nail.
Here it is right here, the Z-Man going up to the top, trying to land with the drop kick. Pillman sees it coming, brushes it off. Z-Man hits the canvas. Pillman grabs the legs, flips over the top, manages to cradle up the Z-Man. Z-Man cannot kick out in time. 1, 2, 3. Flying Brian retains the light heavyweight championship here in WCW.
And fans, here's more on Beach Blast.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the beach. WCW Beach Blast. This summer, beat the heat with a barrage of buff buds and bodacious babes, because WCW is cruising through the party down on the Gulf Coast. We're talking the sizzling Slam Fest, one huge scene, a mega rager. It's totally beaching. WCW Beach Blast. Beat the heat live. Saturday, June 20th. Be there, only on pay-per-view. Call your local cable operator for availability.
Remember, fans, this weekend on television nationwide, we'll release a card. It'll all be finalized by this weekend for the big Beach Blast event on Saturday, June the 20th. That was one heck of a wrestling match, and we expect nonetheless here. The Steiner brothers, former IWGP Tag Team Champions, were stripped of the title when Scott was injured. This match against Fujinami Inuzuka is for the #1 contendership for that prestigious championship based in Tokyo.
Absolutely. The Steiner brothers today are considered, Jim Ross, the greatest wrestling tag team throughout the entire world. They will have their chance in a few moments when they step into the ring with the Japanese team, who has come all the way here to Jacksonville from Tokyo, Japan.
Why do you think, Jess, that the Steiners are so adamant about regaining the IWGP titles? They got the richest prize in wrestling now, the WCW World Tag Title.
Because the Steiners are gluttons. They want it all. It's that simple.
Ladies and gentlemen, this should be an outstanding tag team event with international flavor. Let's go back up to Gary Capetta.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team event, it is set for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. Introducing team number 1, both from Tokyo, Japan. Total combined weight, 471 pounds. Takayuki Iizuka and Tatsumi Fujinami.
Fujinami and Iizuka making their way to the ring. I've studied a lot of videotape on these guys. They are dynamic, but so are these two men.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents from Detroit, Michigan, total combined weight 525 pounds, the WCW World Tag Team Champions, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, the Steiner Brothers.
Bay City, Michigan's finest, and the greatest tag team in the world today, because they've got the belts around their waist to prove it. The WCW World Tag Team Champions, but this will be a phenomenal matchup. Tatsumi Fujinami, a legitimate legend in Japan.
And he's the man in the black trunks.
The young Takayuki Iizuka in the very hot pink tights. And it will be the Steiner brothers. Scott Steiner starting out against the master, Tatsumi the Dragon Fujinami. Fujinami has held so many championships, too many to name. But this is a very key matchup with international ramifications. Both men jockeying for position here.
It's for more than that, Jim Ross. If you look at it as a true blue American, where are the Steiners from? Michigan.
Bay City.
That's right. Now what's located in Michigan? The big three automakers. And we all know what's located in Japan. Nissan and Toyota and Mazda and all those car companies that are causing our workers to go out of business.
Those editorial comments by Jesse the Body Ventura, single leg pickup, back heel trip. Fujinami very, very smartly goes to the ropes. Well, I think we can certainly give these two Japanese athletes the respect that they have earned. They are here to compete. I think we're going to see a scientific matchup between these two teams, quite frankly. And I'm certainly, nice Fire McCarry takeover from Scotty Steiner. Going for the cover here. Fujinami, like the Steiners, great amateur in Japan. There's a youngest member of the Japanese contingent, Iizuka. Shoulder block by Scott Steiner. Fujinami up and over. Scotty turns him around.
Oh, he missed with that one. He didn't get all of that one. There, he got that one.
He got that one, though. Fujinami set for the ride. Clothesline by Scott. Fujinami reeling from that one. He got hit right in the jaw.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the Steiners, the WCW World Champions, having their way early in this bout. Here's the tag, and Iizuka into the ring for the Japanese team.
Iizuka has a great deal of promise, and great promoters in New Japan Pro Wrestling very, very high on this young man. Bearing the knees to the midsection of Scott Steiner. Whips him to the corner and caught him with that shoulder block.
You know, I'm amazed at Iizuka's build. This kid is put together for a Japanese wrestler. Japanese wrestler normally not that muscular.
Elbow off the second rope. Iizuka now opening up the advantage here on Scott Steiner. Going up top. Oh, what a move! A 360!
And he pops right to his feet. I'm impressed.
Almost like a moonsault-like maneuver. Lateral press, and Scott Steiner. Too strong, but Scott is in trouble.
I'll tell you what, it's not often the Steiners get showing up with aerial tactics, but I'm impressed with the Iizuka of Japan.
Iizuka now going for the Boston Crab. Turns him over, and he's got it.
He needs to sit back with it now, and he is. He's sitting back with it. We could see Scott Steiner submit. Steiner pushing up with a push-up. He's trying to reverse it for Iizuka. Too much leverage, too much power. Referee digging in to ask him if he's had enough.
Great strength, look at him push up there. Iizuka takes him, turns him over. Pitting predicament here. Scott, whoa, power. Great movement, Scotty with that 4. by Scott Steiner. Going for it again. No, he's not. He's got him up on his shoulder. Where's he going to take him? He takes him to Big Brother and makes the tag. And Dogface. Oh, the elbow. Big Brother Rick Steiner now with a cover. This could be no. Man, I thought he had it. Reverse chin lock. Rick Steiner now holding on with a lot of power. Look at the size of that arm. And Fujinami makes the tag. Fujinami, by far the most experienced man in this match. Side headlock takeover. Fujinami, one of the greats, one of the most respected men in sports in his country. Both these men, as we said, great amateur backgrounds. This should be interesting here. Steiner goes behind him, and he suplexes him. He planted him right on his head and shoulders. High impact elbow, and back into the reverse chin lock. Steiner brothers working on the upper body here in the early going. Fujinami tried to set him for the suplex. Rick sat down with him there and tags in Scott. Ooh, elbow. Boy, that had to hurt. Got him right in the face.
And I'll tell you what, Iizuka outside the ring is bleeding, Jim Ross, from that move that Rick Steiner put on him. He came down on him with his full body weight on the side of the face, and he's bleeding from the nose, it looks, and possibly from the eye.
Well, you like high-impact wrestling, you only see it in one place, and that's in WCW. Bloody noses, and it could be worse than that before this match is all said and done. Iizuka's trying to keep get his eyes focused as I look over there. And now Rick Steiner's back in. And Fujinami comes with a fist and a foot to the midsection. And now Fujinami opens up with a little advantage here on Rick Steiner. Fujinami, the master of a suplex. And oh, what strength there by Fujinami. That's great strength. He makes the tag to his young partner. And crossbody. Oh, he caught him. Oh, my God. He got him. What? Did he get him? No, he got two. I've never seen anything like that in my life. What a counter. The referee's got to restrain Scott. Oh, my. It's like a demolition derby here. These four may never be the same when this match is over.
And you can see Iizuka fighting off. He's got one eye that's almost closed on him in the ring, bleeding from the nose.
Rick Steiner with authority, get that headlock back. Didn't keep it for long. Football block. Drops the elbow. Man, this is physical. What an intense match we're seeing right here. Fujinami in. He likes to work on the legs. This is one of his patented moves here. Fujinami, a master of submission moves in the lower body. Boy, this is what a move. Look at him turn the ankle against the grain, Jess, and put pressure on the knee.
Well, Fujinami may have to do it himself a little bit, Jim Ross. I'm looking over to the apron, and Iizuka is not looking good over on the apron, still suffering the side effects from Rick Steiner's body crunching his head right down on that mat earlier in the bout.
Fujinami working on the leg of Rick Steiner. Good strategy here by the veteran. Keeping the stronger man on the mat. Using great amateur wrestling strategy here. Steiner trying to roll it, turning. He did. He's turned him on his shoulders, and Fujinami's left shoulder comes off the canvas. Man, what a match here. Great mat wrestling. If you like mat wrestling, you're seeing a great one here, because it has been very, very physical. Interesting move, a unique move to stretch the hamstring and twist the knee. And he pulls him right to his corner. And here comes the Takayuki Iizuka working on the leg. Look at him take the ankle and the knee. Two pressure points being applied by Iizuka on Rick Steiner.
Iizuka's doing the best he can. As you can see, the one eye is totally swelled shut. Steiner trying to cradle him over.
Iizuka trying to tear that knee. the ligaments, rip it if he can. And that's what set him up for Fujinami's submission moves. Rick Steiner again in a near fall situation. Now he has the advantage. Ooh, knee right to the ribs. And almost hear him snap, crackle, and pop all the way over here. And there's a tag. And here comes the volatile and emotional Scotty Steiner. Irish whip in, and a tilt-a-whirl. Scotty better focus on Iizuka and not taunt Fujinami. Referee slow getting there. Cannot let your emotion, Scotty, the younger brother of the two, very emotional kid. Gotta stay focused here. The stakes are too high for both teams, especially this Japanese team.
He's got him double chicken winged right now. Some great amateur wrestling moves in that ring.
Near fall, I can guarantee you, when this event's over, that this match will make the news headlines all over Tokyo. What a suplex. Single leg takes him over. Rick Steiner in. Iizuka is hurt bad. His face is puffy. His eye is swelled shut from this high-impact matchup with the Steiner brothers. And watch Fujinami now. Got to be aware of him at all times. As we said, this match will surely be on the news, national news in Tokyo, no matter the outcome. It's that important for these two athletes in Tokyo. Got him up over his shoulders. Oh no. We've seen this before.
And that could have ended. Iizuka is hurt. He's bleeding. The eyes swelled shut. He's taken terrific punishment from the Steiner brothers, especially from Rick Steiner.
The Steiners obviously going to try to keep Iizuka in the match now for as long as they can to see if they can get the pinfall or submission. Another high-impact move, but Iizuka desperately needs to tag in. The leader of his team, Fujinami, could be over here and a kick out. Well, I got to tell you one thing. You may love the Japanese, you may hate them, whatever your choice is. That's your prerogative, fans, but you got to respect them. This kid has taken a battering and hammering, and he has not quit. He has continued to try to turn. He's continued to try to move to his corner and make the tag.
And look at Scott Steiner driving that elbow in right on the back of the neck right there. A lot of pressure being applied in this tag match. This has been one brutal tag team match. Not for the faint of heart, Jim Ross.
Indeed, you're right. Got him tied up, and Iizuka in the corner, and he's near his corner. Scott Steiner, we have a clean break. He keeps the ride on. Did not break the hold, but Iizuka still makes the tag. Scotty not aware that there's a tag. And Fujinami comes in. He nails a dog face. And Big Brother, oh, they're ready to fight here. What a fight. Iizuka with a cheap shot. He's not the legal man. The referee's got to get Rick Steiner out, and he's got to get Iizuka out.
Well, it was Rick Steiner that came in first on that one. Fujinami, legal man in the ring, and he's going for an abdominal stretch right here. It was Rick Steiner that came in illegally right there, and it brought Iizuka back into the ring.
Even though he was provoked, he should have tried to maintain his composure. Pending predicament here from the abdominal stretch. A near fall. A 2 count. A strong 2 count. Fujinami, that great experience advantage. As we said, one of the finest technical wrestlers that we have personally ever seen. And you can hear the chant. And will that serve as motivation for young Scott Steiner? Big time right hand. Elbow. Look at Fujinami stay on him. Great tenacity. Great focus right now by this veteran star. Scott just muscles him down and tags in. Brother Rick. Big forearms. As Fujinami's back is bright red, and there's a tag tag made.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Rick Steiner got caught right there. Fujinami getting him back in the corner, tagging Hazuki. Look at those quick kicks. Whoa.
Double leg pickup. Double leg takedown. He almost got a pin there. What drive. He went right for the legs and would not be denied. Uh-oh. Suplex time. Belly to belly. Lateral press. 1, 2. And Fujinami in. Kicks Steiner right in the head.
He rung his bell with that one, Jim Ross.
Well, fans, you like intensity. You gotta love this one. What a night we've had, and we've still got war games to come. Steiners normally put their opponents away in this time frame, so it could be a conditioning challenge for them. Scotty up and over. Great strength by Scott Steiner. And Dogface counter with a Steiner line. They were extended almost in the middle of the ring, but he made some contact there.
But what you got to admit, Rick Steiner came in illegally on that one.
Scotty going for a suplex, but he suplexed himself by Tatsumi Fujinami. Fujinami being told to leave the ring as Iizuka and Scott Steiner are the legal competitors in this contest. The WCW World Tag Team Champions, the Steiners, are in trouble here. Good suplex, belly to back. Tried to bridge him, but he couldn't hold him. Quickly goes on top. He turns him. He got a near fall. Scott Steiner is in trouble here.
The Steiners have had their way through most of this bout, but right now the Japanese team is taking over. As the longer the match goes, they seem to have maybe a little better stamina.
Oh.
A spike pile driver. Wow.
Man.
I haven't seen that used in a long, long time.
What a move, and Scott Steiner's head violently driven into the canvas. His vertebra just compacted there. Iizuka with a drop kick off the top, right into the chest of Scott Steiner. Rick Steiner ran, but he cannot lose his composure. You gotta be there for the tag.
Sleeper.
There's one of his great ones. He's beat a lot of people with this move. There's his Dragon Sleeper. He can get it applied. What a move here. He's got the patent on this move, and Scott Steiner very, very wisely goes to the ropes. Cannot afford to be caught in that move for very long. Going for it again, but Scott kicked him in the face. There's a clothesline.
Both guys down. It's gut check time now, Jim Ross.
Oh, they just crashed together. That was like your Ford and your Toyota running together there.
And referee putting a double count on. It's a race now to see who can get to their corner or get to their feet.
And both men, Scotty tags in as his big brother, Hazuka in. Irish whip far side. Oh, the Steiner line. Elbow violently to the chest. Hooks the leg, but this youngster kicks out. This great team from Japan extending the mighty Steiner brothers. And Fujinami interrupts the count.
Now we got all four and the referee's losing control. Legal man is Izuki and Rick Steiner. They are the legal two. The other two are illegal.
Oh, my! Belly to belly up the top! What a move! And
got it!
Victory!
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the Steiner Brothers.
What a physical, intense wrestling match we have just seen. The Steiner brothers reaching down. It was gut check time, but you've got to hand it to this great team from Japan. Here's how it ended, Jim.
Here it is right here. Belly to belly suplex off the second rope. Wham, Hazuki hits hard. Rick Steiner hooks the leg. Referee dives into position. There's the 1, There's the 2, and there's the big 3 count. Huge win for the Steiner brothers.
The Steiner brothers, the WCW World Tag Team Champions, and now the #1 contenders for the IWGP Tag Team Champions as well. Now, Jess, we mentioned that this week on TV we'll let the fans know about Beach Blast. It's also in the new edition of WCW Magazine that will be out this Tuesday. But now it's time for War Games.
Absolutely. The war will begin now, Jim Ross, and then the match beyond. What happens in the War Games, you've got the minute intervals or whatever they are where each team can get an advantage, but the match don't really start till all 10 men are in that ring, and then it's submission time.
Remember, fans, no time limit, no disqualification. The match beyond begins when all 10 men get in the ring, and then their object there is submission or surrender. 10 phenomenal athletes. Which one will submit or surrender? And I'm sure that Tony Schiavone and Eric Bischoff have more comments on this situation. Let's go up to our colleagues.
Okay, Jim and Jesse, thank you very much. You know, during the course of the evening, I know Missy Hyatt has been attempting to talk to WCW World Heavyweight Champion Sting with no avail. Sting, of course, the broken ribs, his first time back. We've talked about how that will affect War Games, the match beyond. But as we take a look at the Dangerous Alliance on one side and Sting Squadron on the other, how do you measure it up? Who do you think's going to come out the winner in War Games, the match beyond, Eric?
It's too close to call, and I'll tell you what's really interesting about the situation. Take a look at Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, ravishing Rick Rude, the war that's been escalating between these two. But there's still a question mark surrounding Nikita Koloff. I know what's been said on national television, but what's going to happen to these 10 athletes when they find themselves inside that cage where their will to win as a team? What if that's overcome by their instinct to survive as individuals?
Well, you know, Jesse the Body Ventura made it, if I can say this, Jesse, a real good point. What he said on one side, that Sting Squadron are made up of 5 individuals, but the Dangerous Alliance is one unit, and he thinks the Dangerous Alliance will win.
There's been a fair amount of controversy within the Dangerous Alliance. How tight are they right now? You know, we've seen some controversy there in the last couple of weeks.
And I know you're talking about the Cruncher Larry Zbyszko as well, but you know, you take a look at this, we've called it so many times in World Championship Wrestling, and rightfully so, the ultimate battleground. So many things have gone on in the past between Ravishing Rick Rude and Sting, and go back to Super Brawl. As of late, between Ravishing Rick Rude and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, with Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes and Stunning Steve Austin, and of course the Cruncher Larry Zbyszko. And you saw right at the top of our program what happened in Chattanooga now almost a year ago. So it all comes down to the ultimate battleground. One of the 10 athletes will give up, and that will be the way the other team can win. And you know, if you go back now to the very first War Games back in 1987, the very first man, and Jim Ross and I were at ringside, the very first man to step in the ring was the enforcer Arn Anderson. He may be the key to this one as we go to Gary Capetta in the 5 most exciting words in World Championship Wrestling.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the feature confrontation of Wrestle War 92, involving 10 of the toughest in World Championship Wrestling. So I say to everyone, let the War Games begin!
There's some incoming, Jess.
I'm ducking down, Jim Ross.
And here it comes. The most ominous, the most intimidating structure ever involved in a wrestling event. Hundreds and hundreds of pounds of steel slowly lowering down over both these rings that will serve as a battleground for War Games.
And I'm just glad that I'm going to be on the outside looking in.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, very briefly, the rules of War Games. 2 teams will battle in War Games, which will consist of 7 periods. The first period will last 5 minutes. All other periods will be 2 minutes in length. 1 man from each team will enter the war zone for the first period. At the end of the first period, the referee will flip a coin. The team that wins the coin toss gains the advantage by sending a second team member into the war zone for a 2-on-1 situation and maintains that advantage throughout war games. At the conclusion of the second period, the disadvantaged team sends their second man in, evening the matchup with 2 against 2. After the third period, the team which won the coin toss sends their third man in, thus regaining the advantage. The teams alternate during the remaining periods until all 10 men are in the war zone. At that point, the match beyond begins. The only way to win the match beyond is to force a member of the opposing team to submit or surrender. There will be no pinfalls. There will be no countouts. There will be no disqualifications. Official time will be kept at ringside, and the head referee's ruling will be final.
Well, fans, there are the rules. You can see so many key elements. Who starts the first 5-minute period, the results of that. The winning team of the coin toss that will have the advantage. That's so ultimately important. The injury situation in the 1-on-1, the 2-on-1, the 2-on-2, and so forth. And now let's go up for the introduction of our first team.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the first team of War Games, accompanied by their Chief Executive Officer, Paul E. Dangerously. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dangerous Alliance, led to the ring by Medusa.
Here they come. The United States champion, Ravishing Rick Rude, Stunning Steve Austin, the Cruncher Larry Zbyszko, the Enforcer Arn Anderson, Beautiful Bobby, and Paulie Dangerously.
I have had the privilege of seeing every War Games here on pay-per-view, and I can tell you, after being in the sport for 20 years, there is nothing more violent, more volatile, and more dangerous, fans, than the match you're about to see.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, led by the World Heavyweight Champion, is Sting's Squadron.
There you see Sting, Nikita Koloff, Barry Windham, Ricky the Dragon, Steamboat, and the Natural, Dustin Rhodes.
There will be a price to pay. There will be one team that wins and one team that loses. I know that's redundant, but when this one's over, it may be hard to tell the winners from the losers in this one.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the guy with the biggest disadvantage is the Natural, Dustin Rhodes. He's got the least amount of experience. He's the youngest man that'll be in the ring, and he may be the one who, when it's gut check time, maybe won't have it.
All right, it's going to be interesting to see who will start it off, who will be the designated leadoff men for their teams. There you see Dangerously has his people huddled around him.
This is the one. So we're going to go with this one, but this is where it is. Steve, you're the man. You're the one that starts it. You're the one that does the number. Whenever they pick, you got to get them down, and then we hope they're 2-on-1, okay? Get them in the lead. You got the
You know,
the strength.
just like the days of the great Vince Lombardi, Mike Ditka leading the Bears. That's kind of what Paulie Dangerously reminds you of, don't it, Jim Ross?
Not quite. Reminds me of somebody like Jim Jones in Guyana, leading his people into this situation. I wouldn't compare him with Vince. And it will be Stunning Steve Austin and Big Barry Windham, the television champion and the former television champion. And baby, they're getting it on, and they're getting on hard and fast in the early going.
And Barry Windham was Perhaps the smarter of the two. He allowed Austin to come across to him, which allowed Stunning Steve to be exposed, and Wyndham caught him right at the get-go.
So these two men have the greatest challenge of all. They'll be in it for the entire time, and Wyndham almost head first into the steel. Boy, these guys have no love lost since Wyndham won the TV title from Stunning Steve Austin. Wyndham, a veteran of War Games. Austin is not. That could be a difference as this progresses.
And there you see Wyndham again with that taped fist. I don't know why they allowed him to tape that hand up.
Well, he got it destroyed by the Dangerous Alliance.
Months ago, Jim Ross, months ago. Don't tell me that it still hurt, because that's impossible.
Wyndham's head ran into the top turnbuckle. Remember, this is a 5-minute period. You will note we'll see no pinfalls in this entire bout. Wyndham raking the eyes. The referees are not even inside the cage.
This is the key right here.
Barry trying to get him up in a suplex, but it's countered. Nice elevation by Austin on Barry Wyndham. He dropped the elbow right on his face.
If we don't get the 2-on-1, we got to work them over to this corner. If we can do it over here and we keep them alive, we come in and we make the save.
I don't, talking about a corner or something, I don't know, but again, Dangerously says if we get the advantage, the coin toss will be held right after this 5-minute period. The team that wins the coin toss will then be able to send one man in, making it 2-on-1. Right hand by Barry.
And that'll be for 2 minutes before the other team gets their man in there.
They put the brakes on. Wyndham raked the eyes. They're going to the cage. The cage is just like another weapon. It's like that DDT there.
And Barry Wyndham getting the early advantage here. I'll tell you what, if the advantage goes to Sting Squadron, Stunning Steve could be in trouble. He could be hurt early. And as we said, it don't really get going till the match beyond when you get all 10 men in there. Wyndham trying to rub his face into that steel cage, hammering away with the taped right hand. That should have been checked before he came in the ring.
I'm sure they did. How do you know they didn't? It doesn't make any difference.
Come on, Ross.
There's no disqualifications anyway, Jess.
Well, then cut the damn thing off and make it even.
Clothesline up and over the top. And what a night here in Jacksonville. Austin, clothesline, brings his adversary over. The television champion of the world being battered now. It's who can injure who in this situation.
Again, pinfalls mean nothing. Uh-oh, Stunning Steve got hung out to dry right there. Oh, head first right into that canvas.
Wyndham now trying to continue to inflict the pain. That right hand caught Austin right above the eye. And in this time, he went right to the steel face first. Wyndham again takes Austin. Oh! His face right here by us. My gosh! You can hear the sickening sound of that flesh meeting the steel.
Steamboat spitting on him.
I didn't see that.
I can't believe that Ricky Steamboat would stoop to that level.
I didn't see that, Jess.
You only see what you want to see, Ross.
Well, so do you, and I didn't see that. And look at this. I see Barry Wyndham breaking Austin's face right into the steel.
And Austin's bleeding. He's busted him open on the steel cage. Stunning Steve in major trouble.
1 minute remaining in the first period.
1 minute remaining in the first period. And then we'll have the coin toss. Austin badly lacerated here after his face ran into that steel. Oh, Wyndham's head. Look at this. Wyndham's right hand is
covered in blood. The taped fist. The illegal taped fist.
There's a postcard from Mama, big boy.
He's fighting him.
Oh, the intensity here. Less than 30 seconds to go.
You call it intensity. I call it cheating. Bite.
15 seconds in the first period.
They're having a coin toss. They'll be having it momentarily on the other side of the ring from us.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now the coin toss. The winning team
Dangerous Alliance won the toss.
They call tails, and look who they're sending in. The heavy hitter, the U.S. champion, Ravishing Rick Rude. The Dangerous Alliance will have the advantage, and from behind, it's Rude, the U.S. champion. Can he hold off Barry Windham until Austin can regain his senses? Look at Rude open up on Windham.
Well, Austin's bleeding like a stuck pig in the ring. Ravishing Rick Rude has got to take over on Barry Windham at this point in time, or the Dangerous Alliance is going to be in major trouble.
Windham being hammered out of the corner. Oh, the intensity. The enthusiasm here. It could only happen in WCW. Austin trying to pull his way up. And he is a battered mess. Big right hand by Windham. Windham blocks Rude's attempt at running face first into the steel. Oh, but from behind. Now the advantage really comes to the front.
And let's give a lot of credit to the former television champion, Stunning Steve Austin. He's bleeding profusely, but he's made enough of a comeback to drive that clothesline move off the second rope right into Barry Windham. And now Windham in major trouble.
Windham's got to survive. As you can see on your screen, about 40 more seconds before he'll have, oh man, a teammate, and you can hear the smack of that one. Windham's head right into the support, a steel support in the middle of the cage.
We're down to 30 seconds before it'll be even 2-on-2.
Rude and Austin continuing to hammer away. Tremendous punishment.
10 seconds remain in the period.
Inside 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Who's going to come in?
4,
It's going to be Steamboat.
3, 2,
It's going to be Steamboat. Listen to this explosion. Steamboat going right for Rude. Hammering Austin. Oh.
And the Dragon Ricky Steamboat. He caught Ravishing Rick Rude when he wasn't watching.
That's capacity crowd taking a roof off. A DDT. Steamboat with a DDT on Austin. Oh yeah. It is deafening here. Now Steamboat, the man he hates, the championship belt he wants, but there's no titles here. It's submission or surrender. And look at Austin.
And Barry Windham, I see in the corner, is bleeding also now.
Steamboat using the top of the cage as an ally. What's going to happen?
1 minute remaining in the period.
Takes him down with the legs. The Dangerous Alliance will send one man in. As soon as this period expires, giving them the advantage back, 3-on-2.
And I'll tell you, they're paired up now, Jim Ross. Barry Windham paired up with Stunning Steve Austin. You can't even see Austin's face. He's so masked in blood. Ravishing Rick Rude going to that injured nose of the Dragon Ricky Steamboat.
It looks like it's going to be the enforcer, Arn Anderson, a man that was pointed out by Eric and Tony earlier. He could be the deciding factor in this match. He's a bona fide veteran of this environment. Anderson poised, ready to come in.
15 seconds remain.
We're down to 10 seconds, and here comes the enforcer, Arn Anderson.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The door opens, and there goes Arn Anderson. Barry Windham meets his former partner, and Anderson caught him with a DDT. They're hitting him with everything that's
He's
not
coming
nailed
after
down.
Steamboat. Steamboat don't see him coming. And Arn Anderson caught the Dragon. That's why the Dangerous Alliance was... Whoa, a spine buster. That's why the Dangerous Alliance with the major advantage, because their man gets to come in first.
He's going to hurt Steamboat here. That's what they're trying to do. And this double crab, double Boston crab. I've never seen that before. They're trying to break Steamboat's back.
I'll bet you the Dragon's screaming for every single girlfriend that he's got here in the Jacksonville crowd.
He doesn't have any girlfriends.
That could be 10 or 20 of them.
Well, that's not true, and you know it. Windham in, right hand, and he nails Anderson. Oh,
1 minute
Right
remaining
hand.
in the period. 1 minute.
This is instant. I have never seen a War Games start off with this intensity. In fact,
My guess is the next man in is going to be, it looks like it's Dustin Rhodes, the natural.
oh, pile driver. Steamboat is being wrecked. It looks like a car wreck on the interstate. Out here on I-95. Bodies
30
lying
seconds
everywhere.
remaining in the period. 30 seconds.
They've got 30 seconds more with this advantage. Oh, Steamboat thrown over. Both ropes into the other ring. Rude coming over after him. Anderson
15 seconds remaining.
goes Wyndham between the ropes.
10.
And Steamboat and Rude clothesline each other. Here comes the natural, Dustin Rhodes.
2, 1.
Here comes the natural. Hooking it up with Arn Anderson. The young kid from Austin, Texas. Irish whip, and he caught him. Right to face, and he caught him. Right to face again. The elbow, and down goes Double A. Right hand. And Tommy Brown got his head on the cage.
And you notice Dustin Rhodes is being very smart. He's taking on stunning Steve Austin, who is injured and injured badly.
Look at Steamboat's got the Boston Crab on Rude. Trying to break his back. Red ride by Wyndham. Rhodes battering Austin. Great shot here. Look at this. Oh! Oh my! My God, I've never seen anything like it.
Remaining in the period. 1 minute.
Look at him, look at him! Look at Wyndham has Anderson's head between the rings! Dustin Rhodes, fisted fire on Austin! Steamboat and Rude on the other side!
And it's a figure 4 leg lock that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's got Ravishing Rick Rude hooked in.
Coming up on the 30 seconds in the period remaining.
And we'll see, is it going to be Beautiful Bobby or is it going to be the Cruncher Larry
30
Zbyszko?
seconds remain in the period.
Rude and Steamboat. Now Steamboat with the advantage here. Almost down to the
15 seconds remaining.
It looks like it's going to be Zbyszko. A man who has got a big cloud over his Dangerous Alliance career, it would seem.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here comes the Cruncher Larry Zbyszko.
The victor from Pittsburgh, and Dustin Rhodes introduces himself to the Cruncher. Right hands, and lefts, and rights. Oh, what a street fight. And what's she doing? What's Medusa doing?
She's climbing up the cage.
What is she doing here? What has she got?
Oh, she gave Arn the phone.
Oh, Dustin Rhodes hit in the face with a telephone.
Look at this.
Sting is up there. Anderson using that phone like a weapon, and Medusa is going to low ground. Look at
Arn Anderson definitely making a long-distance phone call in the ring.
He is reaching out and touching everything he sees with that telephone.
Okay?
Rude raking his face.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Ripping at it. Who will be in next? Will it be Koloff or will it be Sting?
Come on.
Well, I figure if they're smart, they'll send Nikita Koloff in because Sting's still suffering from the broken ribs at the hands of Van Vader. I don't think the champion wants to get in any sooner than he has to.
Well, I think he looks ready to me. Can he stand still? Oh, my. This thing is, they're battling all over both these rings.
30 seconds remain in the period.
Wyndham again rammed into the steel. Dustin Rhodes rammed into the steel.
We're down to 15, Jim Ross, and it looks like it's going to be the champ.
Rude and Steamboat will not separate. They're still hooked up.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
driving Rude into the top of the cage. Look at the strength by the champion Sting.
Tremendous strength and desire.
We've got
Anderson, he tastes the steel. His face went right into it.
We've got 2 wrestlers to go.
Whoa! Backdrop into the cage. Have you ever seen anything like this on pay-per-view?
And then 2 wrestlers to go, and then we hit the match beyond, where it then becomes strictly who will quit.
Bobby! Medusa taping Bobby's right hand.
Arn Anderson bleeding profusely.
1 minute.
His face being chopped up. These men, it will take days to get over this, if they can get over it at all. What a career-shortening match we potentially have here. Rude, between the rings, between the ropes.
30 seconds and we'll get beautiful Bobby, the last of the Dangerous Alliance.
What a move by Stunning Steve Austin. Zbyszko and Wyndham both down. Remember the first 2 men in the ring were Stunning Steve and Barry Windham. What a gut check for those guys.
15 seconds.
Look at Rude. They're making a wish. And it's not even Thanksgiving.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beautiful Bobby in now. And the Dangerous Alliance at full strength. 5 on 4.
For the next 2 minutes. And then last will be Nikita Koloff, and then the match beyond. Dustin Rhodes bleeding. I think every man in the ring is bleeding right now, Jim Ross.
I don't care who you love or who you hate. You gotta admire the intensity of these athletes here at WCW. They're giving it all they got. Wyndham's eyes glazed over. How can you not respect what you're seeing here? Oh, what a clothesline. They're putting their bodies on the line. They're letting it open. Zbyszko doing something with that turnbuckle. And now Rude's over there doing
Rude's over on that turnbuckle. Paul Lee always thinking, look at the strength of Ravishing Rick Rude.
They're loosening the turnbuckle. Barry Windham has got all these in the period.
1 minute.
Those ropes are loose because the Dangerous Alliance has loosened the turnbuckle. And Dustin Rhodes over here is a bloody mess. And look at the Sting stomp away at the United States Heavyweight Champion. The ring is, I don't know if this damn structure is going to hold it. Guard structure, I'm sorry.
30 seconds and Nikita Koloff hits the ring. Arn Anderson working over Sting, the champion. It's bloody battle royal time now. And the match beyond will begin in 15 seconds, Jim Ross.
And there's been a lot of speculation. What will Nikita Koloff do in this one? Will he be loyal to his teammate? We've talked a lot about it. We're going to find out in 5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1. It's the match beyond. Submit or surrender.
The match beyond begins. It's submission or surrender here. Koloff, what impact there? And look, him and Sting, what's he gonna do? He picks him up and eye-to-eye. 2 former adversaries. Oh, he pushed Sting out of the way and took the bullet. Nikita pushed Sting out of the way and took the impact from Anderson and Austin.
I don't understand what the 2 of them were beefing about. Aren't they supposed to be teammates?
Oh, yeah. Koloff and Sting dominating this one ring with Austin and Anderson. It is deafening here in Jacksonville, Florida at WrestleWar 92. Koloff poked in the eye violently. He's down. Barry Windham and Larry Zbyszko.
Ross, with all craziness in the ring. How does the referee hear who submits?
I don't know, man. It's going to be hard. They've got several officials here. I think there's 3 of them down here. Somebody will hear it. There you see Steamboat and Rude, who have battled for the longest time. Look at Sting going for the scorpion on Anderson. And it could be all here. He's got the scorpion on Anderson.
Oh, beautiful Bobby came up and saved Arn Anderson. Big forearm across the champion's back. Hey, look at this. The turnbuckle's broken.
He's got that steel there.
Beautiful Bobby trying to repair it. I think he should worry more about wrestling than repairing the turnbuckle.
I don't think he's got ring maintenance on his mind here. That's Dustin with a figure 4 on Zbyszko. Sting in a bad way. Oh, it caught Anderson. Good Lord, it caught Anderson. Koloff has got Austin. There's nothing in the world that compares to WCW action, and you're seeing it in its most intense, violent best right here. The ring is just being destroyed.
All contestants are wearing out now. Somebody will have to surrender, or somebody will have to submit pretty soon. How long can they take this kind of punishment, Ross?
Sting has Eaton over here in the corner. Dustin Rhodes up on top. What's he gonna do? Oh, he missed the elbow.
He's gonna miss an elbow. That's exactly what he's gonna do.
Eaton and Zbyszko double teaming the champion of the world. There's so much action we can't call it all. And once he's got that turnbuckle. That's that steel. That's unexposed steel there.
Again, Bobby Eaton trying to repair the ring.
They can use that as a weapon. Remember, no disqualification. My gosh.
Look at this.
That's a big steel hook there.
The champion is going to pay.
Oh, he hit his own partner with a steel right in the shoulder. Sting goes to work on the arm. He's wrenching it. He's got it. He's wrenching it. Zbyszko with his partner with a steel. Submission right here. He's wrenching it. They're calling for it. It's over. It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of War Games is Sting's Squadron!
Dangerously, he's irate at Zbyszko.
As well he should be. Zbyszko's the one that hit beautiful Bobby, causing the entry into the arm and allowing the Sting to put the arm bar and get the surrender.
He had that steel ring support.
Larry Zbyszko, the cruncher, said he doesn't know, he doesn't know.
We can see some more fireworks here. There's a winning team. I said it'd be hard to tell the winners from the losers as you look at it.
That's all, Zbyszko. Jesus Christ. How many times is it? Okay. Wow.
We're going to try to hear this as we can. Danielson's big mouth. We're going to get him in trouble.
We got a major problem here. You got 4 guys lining up against the cruncher, Larry Zbyszko. Larry's doing his best lawyer's plea in there, trying to tell him what happened.
Yeah, but the thing about it, if he would have hit Sting with that steel, then there's a good chance Sting may have had to submit. Let's go back and take a look at it, Jess, and here's exactly what happened.
There you see replay. Zbyszko with the steel from the turnbuckle, winding up with a baseball swing. Sting gets out of the way. Zbyszko hits the arm of beautiful Bobby. Sting comes back, kicks Zbyszko, chops him in the back of the neck, dives in at that point on beautiful Bobby. Here you see Sting coming in slow motion, hooking beautiful Bobby's already injured arm, steps in with a vicious arm bar, steps over, applies the pressure, and gets the surrender, Jim Ross.
It is wild down here, gentlemen. Let's go up to Tony Schiavone and Eric Bischoff.
Okay, Jim and Jesse, and thanks for coming to us, but I don't know what we can add to that, do you?
Oh, Tony, I tell you, I've never seen anything so intense in my life. War Games lived up to everybody's expectations, without a doubt.
And the summer is not even here for World Championship Wrestling. What an event War Games was. Wrestle War, it was tremendous. As we head, of course, to Beach Blast, the Dangerous Alliance finally leaving the ring, still arguing with the Cruncher Larry Zbyszko. As we speak, it was all-out war.
Certainly it was, and it was exciting to see the Steiner brothers with Izuku and Fujinami. Our congratulations to Michael PSAs and Jimmy Jam Garvin, the new United States Tag Team Champions. Tremendous card of action here at Wrestle War 92. I loved it.
It's been great working with you again, Eric, and of course, thanks to all of our great fans for joining us, and don't forget that Beach Blast comes your way on Saturday night, June 20th from the Gulf Coast, and this weekend on all of our television programs, we will have more about that tremendous event. To send us home, let's go to Jim Ross and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Well, Jesse, you've been involved in a lot of big pay-per-view events in your illustrious broadcast career. But I want to ask you quite frankly, have you ever seen anything like WCW War Games?
I'll tell you what, Jim Ross, this match was the most brutal pay-per-view event I have ever covered in my 7 or 8 years of broadcasting pay-per-view wrestling. It was brutal in that ring. 5, 6 of the guys bleeding profusely. The Cruncher Larry Zbyszko misses with the steel bar, hits his partner, beautiful Bobby, and causes Sting to win the match. But utter brutality in that ring, Jim Ross.
Well, I'll tell you, the action just gets getting better and better here in WCW. As we've been talking about our next pay-per-view, a very special event, Saturday, June 20th. Got one last chance.
What?
What's going on at Beach Blast?
I'll just tell you this, Jim Ross. Gonna be some tremendous chest measurements. And I'll leave the rest to you.
Fans will have the complete lineup this weekend on television. For everyone here at WCW and my colleague Jesse the Body Ventura, I'm Jim Ross. So long, everyone.